You need to use it immediately.
I'd have to recolor the assets because furry. I don't know if I can bring myself to do that. I work with kids, so I have to hear that every single day.
8-7. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. By the way, I cannot even imagine like having to listen to that.
So when are you permitted to go ahead and abuse the children because they're just absolutely drilling their memes into your head?
When I feel like kissing freedom goodbye and going to jail right afterwards. I'm not quite there at my life yet.
No,
but
I'm not
man,
quite
some
there
of these
yet.
kids make it difficult.
I'm not quite there.
I actually had to threaten them the other day, like, hey, if you guys don't behave, I'm gonna spoil the Mario movie for you because I saw it early. And they shut right up when I said that.
I love that. I love that. That's diabolical. Like, now pay attention or else I'm gonna spoil the Mario movie. They're like, nah.
My job is to raise the next generation, but this bloodline
movie
will end with you if you ruin this for me.
I've not seen the movie. Don't spoil it for me. Minus Fox McCloud being in the movie. I already know that, but...
Yeah, thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, thanks, Nintendo. By the way, I sent y'all the link to the stream together. I forgot to put that up. Whoops, my bad. You know, we have 30 minutes to set up, and I fucked it up. I'm sorry, guys. I fucked it up.
Unbelievable.
What an unprofessional fuck. Damn it, chat. Wow, chat, thanks. We're talking about the Mario movie. Apparently the NYCTO and Bolts are the angel and devil on my shoulder, but I'm not sure what side is which, chat.
Excuse me, I'm your angle.
Oh, angle. Sorry.
Devil.
Are you in a cute angle?
No, I'm pretty obtuse. I mean, I need an obtuse angle to hold my tits together.
I don't like geometry.
I'm prepping the Google Doc as we speak right now.
Look,
Chat, did you know?
Math for a VTuber is horrible. Actually, I'll have you know, I'm smarter than a 5th grader at math. Thank you.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, NYCTO, you got your calcium.
I'm a bit of a shy skeleton, all right? I'm a little nervous. That was a bit of an accident, but my bad.
It's okay. That's what the mods are for. They'll clean that right up for you. Don't worry.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Also, what the fuck is going on with this frame?
Oh, you know, it just happens to my stream sometimes. You know, we lose some
our tits are
few
so
bits.
big that the bit rate is plummeting.
We're losing
Lovely
it.
how that works out.
Hello, chat. How are you guys? I hope you're doing absolutely incredible. Welcome to Subathon Day 447. Absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for being here. Guys,
Wait,
did you know?
Mean it's still going?
Yeah, did you know for my April Fool's joke yesterday, I was like, oh yes, the subathon is over. And Bolts was like, oh, how's it feel to be free? And I'm like, Bolts, you know it's not over, right?
And that's how you know I would lose. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Because I lack media literacy.
It's okay. It took Tuppy and I together to actually beat it. So it took 2 people to beat it. Oh my god. 2 VTubers are smarter than 1 5th grader, Chad. Take that.
Take that.
But are you smarter than a 6th
Board of
grader?
Education.
Next
question. I'll accept any other question, NYCTO.
Okay,
Yeah, you got us
homework?
deleted for asking that. Good job.
Look, that's not my fault.
It's your fault. Look, we got deleted right after you asked that. So it's clearly
Look, I'm
your
merely
fault.
the skeleton in your closet, all right? You put me there, elara. You got something you want to go ahead and say?
Fun fact, I don't have a closet. I only have drawers. Thank you.
What the fuck kind of living conditions are you in?
I mean, we could break you down and put you in all the drawers.
I mean, that is entirely true.
And this is the bone drawer.
And this is the bone drawer.
Look at all these
that goes in the
bones.
bone drawer.
That sounds like some kind of like murderer that's like, yeah, so I keep all my like tongues in this drawer, the organs in this drawer, the bones in this drawer. Like, but what the hell are you guys getting
they've
plotting
got
to
a
murder
system. Just because I have a system.
I'm glad that you took it in that direction
You're
because I was
organized.
thinking this is the. I was thinking this is the bone drawer, and my mind went into a completely different direction from that. So thank you for saving that.
It's the bone drawer, not the boner drawer. That's
how are you
gonna
bone somebody in a drawer, NYCTO? Don't answer that.
Very
why are you
creatively.
gonna bone me with your accusations here?
Like, that's not very humorous of you.
Yes, I consider myself to have quite the funny bone.
Yo!
How do I walk off screen without dragging them with me? Because I don't want them to come with me. No, get on my fucking shoulders. I'm not going to leave without you.
Never! You're stuck with us!
NYCTO looks like an insect than a skeleton. That's because he is. He's an annoying little fly going all next to my ear.
Excuse me, I'm a fucking spider. Thank you very much, there, lady.
Actually, if we want to do like the devil and the devil, we could do this. There we go. Now.
I'm gonna give
now
you
two wolves
of
inside of me,
terrible
Chad.
advice.
Yeah, there are two wolves inside of me. One is a furry and one is Kane.
Also, I gotta go ahead and get a closer look at what we got going on over there. Hey, yo. You come
Speaking
here
of
often?
giving head.
Look, I'm just saying.
Chat,
you might
delete
give me
this
a
from your
reason to come
memory.
here more often.
Delete this from your memory. I would like to
Suddenly
formally
Elara becomes the
apologize.
third wheel.
I'd like to formally apologize for NYCTO in particular, guys. Bolts is fine.
What did I do?
I'm fine. Because people expect unhinged from me.
And we expect nothing of you, NYCTO, so it's fine.
To believe it or not.
Happy, what day is it? Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Everybody.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what date it is. It all blurs together with the subathon at this point. I'm just like, all right, well, another day.
It's a day that ends in Y. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, my number go up. Eventually, it's like one other round number that I'm like, oh, cool. And then I just keep going. It never ends. It never ends.
Yes.
Jeez.
Keep it going, chat. Keep it
Please,
going.
Chat, no. We have 12 hours
Never
left.
let her escape.
Just let it go, guys. We've got 12 hours. We worked so hard to get it this low, guys. Just let
You
it
can
go.
work harder to double it.
There, chat. You should make them
Work harder to double it. Fuck, now I'm really fucked. What's up, Belfry? Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing absolutely incredible. Welcome in. I'm here with the lovely NYCTO and Bolts. And we are going to be yapping some news today. Here in just a bit. Look, we're not hopping right into it. Gotta let everybody get here. Gotta get our potassium, you know?
What the fuck is with the banana?
But you don't like the banana? I got that for you.
Oh, that's so
I
sweet
brought
of
you that banana. Do you not like it?
As long as it's not a ripe banana. It gets
Did
very
you know the
messy.
bananas are apparently radioactive?
Radioactive.
I don't think
I'm
that's
not even lying about
actually
that.
a
Feel free to
thing.
look
I
it
think
up.
you made that up. I don't think that's
I'm
actually
genuinely
true.
not making that up. If I recall correctly, it has about as much radioactivity as like a nuclear plant worker working at a place for about a year. Which should tell you quite a bit
Because it
about the
sounds
safety
like a
precautions
lot,
now.
it can actually harm you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Banana.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's negligible. You're probably gonna die from like overfeeding yourself more than radioactivity, but it's there. It is there.
So you're telling me if
So you're
I...
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, if I eat
Yes.
enough bananas, I can become radioactive.
Yes, you can become the Hulk.
I have something to do that's totally unrelated to what's going on right now. I'll see y'all later. Unrelated to becoming the Hulk and eating bananas. What's up, Borg? How are you?
Don't worry,
definitely
we
a
can watch
dream.
the stream.
You know, I don't
Well-
trust y'all. I do not trust y'all.
Good,
One
because
little
you
bit.
shouldn't.
You would literally
I can
die from
trust Movie
potassium
Face.
poisoning by the time you die of the radiation. Damn it. Oh, come on. I just wanted to, like, become radioactive just for a second, you know? That way I can, like, I don't know,
Just
infect
a
somebody and
little
like...
bit of... I just want to glow a little bit, that's
Yeah.
all.
Just go a little bit, you know.
Exactly.
little
I
bit.
just want to be like a flashlight in a room, you know?
Want to be that guy from... did you guys ever watch Sky High?
No,
I've
yeah,
not
actually,
seen
yes,
that in
yes,
a
I
really
have,
long
yeah.
time, but yes, I have.
I remember there was one character, he's like, what's your superpower? He's like, I glow. Okay, show us. Does, and he's like, are you glowing? He's like, well, you gotta turn off the lights. It's not like a very big glow or anything. It's like, okay, get out of here. And then at the end of the movie, because they were in a dark space, he like glue like a glow stick. And I'm like, okay, see, he was useful. It all worked out.
I just remember that one guy who turned into a puddle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
How
now
do
we
you
glow.
manifest a power like that? Now we glow. Ooh.
Yippee!
Ooh, I like this. I like this.
Sorry, NYCTO, you didn't eat enough bananas. You're not radioactive.
Yeah, they just can't go right through me, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I never eat bananas. The only thing like I like with bananas is I'll like cut them in half and I'll put a little bit of honey on it, a little bit of cinnamon, and peanut butter and put it in the air fryer for like 3 minutes.
That
It's
actually sounds
delicious.
delicious. I'll have to try that out.
Oh, it's delicious. It's so
Interesting.
good. It's so easy too. Just peanut butter, banana, a little bit of like cinnamon or nutmeg, and honey on it. It's so good.
Do you like cover the entire banana in the peanut butter, or is it just
Yeah.
like on top of it?
Yeah, dude, you need to just
Oh,
take
really?
a knife,
Okay.
just kind of spread it out. You cut a banana in half, like long ways.
Gotcha. And you make
Can
sure
you
that's
air fry it?
Yeah, and then you air fry it. So like, it kind of gets it like
Oh.
caramelized and crispy and yummy. So good.
not too bad.
That does sound pretty good.
Yeah, NYCTO just strike me as somebody that likes candle salads. Well, absolutely.
I'm glad I know exactly what you're referring
I was gonna
to.
say, you know what I'm
Because
talking about.
I watch Dylan's
Yep.
YouTube shorts.
I'm gonna be
Nick,
honest
I
with
you
you,
watch
know
this
the
video
what
old
kinda
you know what a
baking
slices
candle
my-
videos.
salad is? I'm gonna look up candle salad for you, so you can learn what this is.
I love these videos so much.
Poor NYCTO.
What we got here?
This
Hello,
is a
were you
candle
actually
salad.
playing that video with the hand?
Yeah, it was. I was wondering what it was. I wanted to know what it was, so like, I looked it up.
Candle
Like-
salad. Fucking love Dylan Hollis.
Beautiful.
Yeah, here, look. I'll show you a picture of a candle salad. I'm
Wait, it's like an
bolts a little
actual. Oh no! Oh,
bit. Yeah, there it is.
that's pretty
Candle
cool.
salad.
Yep.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
That's a candle salad. You strike me as a candle salad lover, NYCTO. Is that true?
Hey, listen, I'm allowed to have my romantic dates however I want. All right, don't you tell me otherwise. I do my best for you, Elara. Okay?
Just make sure to pull your hair back when you eat it.
Yeah. You don't want to get too
No,
messy.
never.
Relatable. Give me a hair tie. I don't need
Yeah.
anything else. Just give me the hair tie. Oh God. I just see popcorn while watching a movie. I really want to see the Mario movie. Has anybody here seen it? Is it good?
Yes.
I want to watch it because, like, my childhood was Star Fox. All right, I have to watch it.
Oh, they got you too, huh? I can't even.
Oh, that was
believe
yours too. I mean, I can tell based on your model. Besides Ratchet and Clank, I know Star Fox is a huge angle for you.
it. Actually, no, I haven't. The first time I played Star Fox was last year because I was not a Nintendo
Really?
kid. I
That's
was not a
actually
Nintendo
crazy,
kid.
really.
Wait,
I played all of them except for the originals, which I'm actually playing tomorrow. Because lo and behold, there aren't that many Star Fox games. Command Mission doesn't exist, and I refuse to believe that it exists. Fuck that game.
Wait,
But
64 is all you need
What
to
is
concern
that?
about, anyways.
Star Fox
I'm
Command
stupid.
Mission. Okay, Star Fox Command Mission was. So we had Star Fox Zero for the Wii U, right?
Right.
Before that was the last Star Fox game that had come out. Before that, we had Star Fox Command Mission, which was a DS game where basically it shadowed the Hedgehog, the Star Fox series, because it was like, hey, there's a bunch of characters and a bunch of branching story paths. So like you could potentially play out a bunch of different scenarios. And almost all of them were bad. Like a lot of them were soap opera level fanfic bad. And the worst one, I think, was how they handled Crystal, Fox's girlfriend.
Oh, the hot
no.
one. I mean,
The hot one.
The one that
No,
I've definitely
yes,
not heard of.
the hot one.
The one I've definitely not heard of or seen. Yeah, Crystal.
Crystal, the best Star Fox character. Her story ended with her breaking up with Fox, getting with
Wait, what?
getting with Panther, who was like Starwolf's partner. And then nobody fucked with Crystal anymore because she was dating Panther. Then Panther broke up with her, and then she became a rogue bounty hunter, changing her name from Crystal to Cursed.
Oh,
Bad! There's a reason why there was no new Star
literally
Fox game
sounds like a
between that.
fanfic.
It
That literally
is!
sounds like a fanfic. What the fuck?
And it made the franchise dormant for like a decade. It was bad. So, yeah. I don't like
shit.
it, but especially, you know what? I want to see if we ever do get another Star Fox game or movie, which they are teasing. I hope they bring back the actual OG girls that were part of the Star Fox crew from Star Fox 2 that nobody played because it technically didn't release when it was supposed to. There are two girl members on Team Star Fox. I think one's name is, there was like a Linux and a Poodle.
I can't believe they cucked Star Fox in a game. Like
They did,
actually, like
yes.
canonically.
There is a canonical cuckold ending in a Star Fox game, and lo and behold, nobody liked it.
Of course they didn't. Like,
but no, like when Nintendo revealed, hey guys, Star Fox is in the movie, it's like, oh, you bastards, if you didn't have the furry community before, you definitely have them now. And
I mean, he looks good. To be fair, he looks
good.
really, really good.
I got to see the movie, and I won't spoil anything, but I will say he is one of the best parts of the movie.
I'm very happy to hear that because I would have been very upset if they did my boy dirty. Also, they're definitely I'm pretty sure they're also gonna be introducing Kirby at some point because they're basically introducing the entirety of the company's IPs in that.
I'm gonna say, so are they gonna be doing like Super Smash Bros. The movie? Like, what's going on at this point?
Cool.
Like,
the only thing that Miyamoto has said is nothing about Smash Brothers specifically, but he's like, this movie is gonna start like the Nintendo cinematic universe, which is hilarious to me because then I look over at Link and I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the live action Link movie, The Legend of Zelda one. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm open to the idea, but I'm a bit worried. You know what I mean? Like, they could really easily fuck it up.
How can you not have faith in the director of the Maze Runner movies and the producer of Morbius?
Oh, I don't know, because maybe the Maze Runner movies fucked up the books beyond repair.
Hey, the first
It
one
was
was
so
alright.
bad. They stopped mid-book
The first
series.
one was alright.
What do you mean? I can't wait. Don't you like the part where Link says, I'm Zelda-ing out and proceeds to Zelda everywhere?
It's Zelda time!
I have the ocarina.
Oh, God.
What I would love to see, because some people are like, okay, if they do a Smash Brothers movie, how are they going to get Link in there? Are they going to like tunify him or something? I'm like, no, I want the opposite. I want the Legend of Zelda movie to end with like Link discovering a warp pipe and Chris Pratt live action comes out of it dressed as Mario and he's like, are you ready to smash some brothers?
Please, God, no. Please, no. No, I just need like Link to be gaining and then look up and then the master hand is just like coming down from the sky. That would be peak to me.
It'd be so funny. The funny thing is, I think the movie's supposed to come out next year, the Zelda movie, and we still don't really know anything about it besides the
a few
two main
screenshots,
leads.
and that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's about it. We don't even really know what story they're adapting because it's weird. Link in the promo photos looks like he's dressed from Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, but Zelda is dressed in her Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild
I think it's Breath of the Wild. Like, driven.
But, like,
okay,
Link
Soren,
never wears
you
the green
that.
robes. Canonical.
You say that, Soren. But Jack Black, his Ganondorf would actually go hard. I don't care what you say.
Oh, no, it absolutely
that
would.
would go pretty hard.
I can't wait for him to kill Link and be like, decapitation!
He's just going to play all of the Nintendo daddies, isn't he? I would be fine with that.
I want him to play. I want him to play everybody. I want him to play Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. Everybody, like Jack Black has everyone from Legend of Zelda. That sounds like peak. I would watch the fuck out of that.
I honestly would too. I'll probably still see it, probably because I might have to review it for like one of my jobs. But it's still a thing where it's like, oh, what are we doing here, guys? What's the plan exactly? Oh, there isn't one? Okay. Because it does feel a little bit like there's a... What's that meme? It's like, there's a loose there's a loose framework of a plan. Like, okay.
I think we just replaced everything that he did in Minecraft, but just like Legend of Zelda, you know, be like rupees and steel. Like just everything, just flip it over.
Rupees and the Triforce.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a Legend of Zelda.
No, that feels like something they would unironically.
Yeah, like unironically. They would actually put that in the movie. You think I'm kidding, but.
What are we? Some kind of Legend of Zelda?
Lord have mercy.
We're gonna need a strong force of people, almost like 3 of us. You could call it
a Triforce, if you will. Wow, this sword is so good. I feel like a master when I hold it. That's a big fairy. Some would even call it a great fairy. No. The only thing better than Jack Black playing.
The king once ruled from high above. That's why we call it
Hyrule. No, you want to know what I would accept Jack Black as Ganondorf, but the only other thing that he could play, Tingle.
Jack oh my god, unironically, that might slap.
I want Jack Black to run around in a leotard talking about how much he wants to be a fairy.
Yeah, that sounds like Jack Black just.
That sounds like Jack Black. Yeah, that sounds like something he would just do.
Yeah, exactly. That's just him in his natural habitat. What are you talking about?
That might be the one thing that unironically gets me to like Tingle. I fucking hate Tingle so much.
No, I hate Tingle too.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that movie, but I don't know. I saw the critics kind of were roasting the Mario movie, which, to be fair, right? I saw like IGN gave it like a not great score, but also IGN also gave the Snow White live action a 7 out of 10, so I don't really trust them at all.
The thing about the movie is, here's a good question. How do you think a movie needs to follow like a quote-unquote traditional 3-act structure to be a good movie?
Absolutely not. I mean, like, also even more with more recent movies too, I think that fulfilling the fans' wishes is almost more important than it being a quote-unquote good movie or like a critic-friendly movie, right?
Yeah, and that, I think, again, without giving too much away, because I think that was it's clear. Here's the thing. When I like review something or I watch something, I ask myself, okay, what are they trying to do and are they accomplishing what they're trying to do? If it wants to be a member Berry's roller coaster and it commits to that, then I'm like, can't really call this bad because you're doing exactly what you said you were going to do and wanted to do. And if other people like that, then who am I to take away from that?
Yep.
I still think there are criticisms that I will not get into, but if you saw the trailer and you thought that's going to be fun craziness, congratulations, it's fun craziness. I will say this, it is unironically one of the most gorgeous animated movies I think I've seen in the past 10 years.
Even better than like Spider-Verse?
Well, I said one of.
Okay,
Nothing will ever top Spider-Verse in my eyes. But in terms of being like a cartoony adventure action movie, yeah, kind of, it's up there. It's definitely one of the best things Illumination has ever made.
I mean, like, for me, like, animated films, at least, like, top ones for me, like, in the past, like, decade. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a sucker for this movie, but I have to give it to Wild Robot. Wild Robot, to me, is, like, probably the best animated film in the past decade, in my opinion.
No, that's a very base take. I love the Wild Robot. I actually remember showing that movie to like my kids last year in school because like they had downtime and they were glued to it the whole time. And I'm like, this is the quietest I think I've ever seen you guys. And it's not for like a big bright flashy color thing. It's just about a robot taking care of a little duck. And I'm like,
my God, it
that fills my heart with so much joy. I'm like, oh, there's hope for the future.
It's so good, but it's so emotional. Like, oh my god, it just hits you right in the heart. You wouldn't know, NYCTO, you don't have a heart.
Yeah, a bit of a shame on that department, but you make do with what you got, you know?
But it's okay. The Wild Robot shows you don't need to have a physical heart to have a heart.
I mean, what do you make do with? You don't have any organs.
Well, I could do with your organs, for example. Give them to me, Elara. You have plenty to spare.
So I'm gonna go over here now.
I don't think my organs want to be harvested. You know, they're yucky elf organs. Yeah, you don't want those. Now look at all this chat organs. Those beautiful human organs. Yum yum. I'm sure they're full of nice stuff like McDonald's and cigarettes and. Not drugs or anything, totally not. Oh yeah, I bet you it's real yummy stuff.
No, I want to make sure that it's all good here.
How do you feel about the taste of fentanyl?
I have no taste buds. I would need to get a tongue for that.
Oh, then you definitely won't like my organs. Yeah, absolutely not. What?
Game.
I do wonder, NYCTO, has anyone ever made like Brooks jokes about you or asked you to like sing Binks's Brew or anything from One Piece?
So funny enough, no, not really. People have actually compared me like ages ago to that specifically, but I haven't really received that kind of comparison in a hot minute. So I'll say that I could definitely do it if somebody wanted to go ahead and ask me to do it, but I would need to like relearn the lyrics and all that.
It is a very good song.
Yeah, I don't know. NYCTO to me, I just always associate with Gideon. But that's because of his early like YouTube content. So like every time I fight Gideon, I'm like, oh look, it's NYCTO. Let's murder him.
You know, it's funny enough because I get people coming to me all the time and be like, wait, you're the one who did that? It's either the Gideon Ofnir one or it is the it's the mashup of Radagon of the Ball it's Radagon of the Golden Order with what was it called? Slam Jam from
Slam Jam, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
So go on and slam. And welcome to the
It actually goes pretty hard. You should check it out.
Like, you know, that kind of deal.
NYCTO does some cool mashups. I really do like them.
Shout out to that movie being 30 years old this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Holy
like, that movie's aged well. I don't care what anybody has to say. Lola the Bunny was the awakening for a lot of people, including the furry in the middle here, which I'm pretty damn sure.
Yes, and she is now what I consider to be MILF age, so she's only gotten better.
Well, she better or she dead? How long the bunnies live?
What the fuck? You know what's crazy too, Chad? Speaking of old, NYCTO is celebrating his birthday here soon, so we were talking about that. And then he was like, this guy thinks that I'm in my mid-30s. I'm like, are you fucking serious, NYCTO? Do I seem like I'm in my mid-30s?
Do you want me to answer honestly?
Yes, I want you to answer honestly. You tell me.
Look, I'm just saying, all right? I could communicate with the skeleton in your system, and they're screaming for mercy because they feel like they're well past the 50s. How much leverage they're having to hold with those fun bags of yours.
He's making fun of my
arthritis. The fun bags get bigger
chat.
with age.
He's arthritis shaming me, chat.
Arthritis shaming? What the fuck? Are we just shaming everything now?
You said you were communicating with my skeleton. Well, you would know. My joints are dying.
Elara, I can make you fun of a lot of things. Your joints aren't necessarily the priority here. I always talk about your $20 haircut compensating for your $2 boob job. But that's besides the point.
My knee popped the other day live on stream. It was my awakening. I'm getting old.
Nice.
Oh, I feel that. I threw out my neck the other day, and it's like,
hey,
I told my dad, and I'm like, oh, did you sleep weirdly? It's like, I don't know. He's like, well, that's a sign of getting old. I'm like, Dad, don't you fucking say that to me, please. I'm not that old yet. Might be a hat.
I'm just offended. NYCTO thought that I was in my 30s. How dare you, NYCTO? I know that you're fucking 67 years old. Yes, I made the 6'7" joke, but fuck you.
Ah! Sorry. PTSD.
Don't worry, 2 more years, I'll be a 6'9". Wink, wink, now, Judge.
You know, how do you think 68 feels? Being in between a 6'7" and 69.
Oh,
I feel like you're the guy who's on the cuck chair the entire time. Let's put it that way.
I hate you have that fucking emote VTubing explained. That makes me want to jump off a bridge. 6'7" emote. That's diabolical.
Alright.
Does anybody even know what that reference is? Like, I don't know where that came from. Like, did it come from anywhere?
Yeah, it came from like a basketball clip. And then,
was it?
Yeah, because it was like the score of the basketball game was 67, and the kid's like 6'7", and then some like rapper picked it up or something, and then it got really, really big.
I feel like a lot of memes come from like rap culture, if I'm recalling correctly, because a lot of it does genuinely come from there. That's kind of impressive.
Like, what other memes besides 6-7 come from rapping culture?
Well, like for example, like there was that one bit where they were doing like that, like that one. That one was definitely stayed for like a hot minute for a couple of people, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, NYCTO. Could you do that one more time for me? I didn't hear you. One more time.
Oh, hold up, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Let me get this going.
Yeah, how did I go?
All right, there, Rob.
Oh, okay, all right, got you. Thank you. Yeah, I was just really confused.
Wow,
I didn't hear you.
You perfectly recreated the sound I made last night.
Well, yes, of course. I'm always happy to help.
I gotta sample that.
Well, if you need a sample there, let me know.
Oh, I get it, because the meme is T-Pain or Kanye. I get it. It all makes sense. It's all coming together now.
We did it, chat.
We did it, chat. We connected the brain cells in between us.
Beautiful.
You know, speaking of connecting brain cells, why the fuck are all of you here to watch us talk about news? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, how have we been going already? Half an hour. We haven't talked jack shit.
Nah, that's normal. That's normal. Look, I ignore them for 30 minutes, and then I start talking about stuff that's relevant, and maybe I throw in a comment here or there just to make them think that I'm talking about them. But
the news
okay,
is more
fuck
like
you,
a
Chad.
suggestion.
I deserve that. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Have you considered working as a school teacher, Elara? I feel like that would definitely suit you, considering the parameters here.
As a school, why to be a school teacher?
I'm just saying, like, you ignore the students, you ignore the relevant teaching material and the students for 30 minutes, and then you actually toss something in their direction.
Oh, are you talking about No Child Left Behind? Yeah, I'd be a great teacher then.
Exactly. Also, I love the bongo cat. Completely unrelated.
Bongo cat.
Like, I haven't been able to find anything I want to watch for background noise. Oh, so we're your last choice, Apollo. I see how it is. We're just your last choice. That's fine. Whatever, bro. I don't even care.
I mean, if you want ASMR, I can moan into the microphone. But
why do you have to moan? Why can't you just be like...
Because I always have to take everything that I do and make it lewd. It's my brand.
I love that for you.
You know, I love how we have the dichotomy here. You have the unhinged and the lewd. It's like
you're the unhinged one, right?
The ugly, except what do we got here? We got the unhinged, the lewd, and where the fuck you are.
You're talking about yourself, right?
No, absolutely. If my name was Elara, I'd definitely be talking about myself.
I literally just said no, you anyway.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Like it's worked out well for me. So, NYCTO, how would you look if you had to define yourself as a VTuber in like one word? What would you say?
Misogynistic.
I'm sorry. Do you want to repeat that into the microphone, please? Bolts, pull up your microphone, please.
Okay,
you want to say that into the mic for me, please?
Speak into the power. Could you please repeat that into the power glove? Thank you.
So funny. So I don't know if y'all saw that like voiceover of Kane crashing out from like the Amazing Digital Circus, but I managed to get my hands on like the blank sample of it with just the music, and I have some wild something wild planned for voice acting on that one. I got some for that one.
I've seen the clip going around, but I haven't seen people like dub over it yet.
Oh, you should. Like the most popular one is definitely of the racist variety. I'm not gonna go ahead and talk about it right now.
I know which one you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know
I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I don't.
Yep, I know exactly. I think I saw somebody quote retweet
it's just
that.
Absolutely unhinged, and I love it.
Yeah, I saw somebody quote retweet that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
The biggest meme I saw from that episode was the "Where's Kinger" bit, which I think
that was a good one. That was a good one.
I think my favorite version of that meme was actually about the Mario movie, where like they were being like, "Oh, Star Fox is in the movie. Where's Sakurai?"
Oh no, I got that one, but it was "Where's Kirby?"
Where's Kirby? It's like,
okay, do you think like Kirby will be the next one to come up, or like who do you feel is gonna come up?
It's gonna be Star Fox.
It's gonna be like Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon would be interesting.
You mean the guy from Smash Brothers?
Falcon. Yeah, the guy from Smash Brothers, eventually got his own game. F-Zero, yeah, it's really cool. I can't believe they made a game for a guy that was in Smash Bros. Absolutely wild. Just like Sephiroth from Smash Bros, he got his own game, Final Fantasy VII. Crazy.
Actually, you know what's interesting? Like, talking about, like, how this character, like, talking in reverse, something like that actually did happen. Like, what was it? It was Diddy Kong Racing, and you had that one Squirrel character, Conker, who actually did end up becoming, like, getting his own main game. But it was a game that ended up becoming something for adults heavily, which was incredibly wild. But that was that's an interesting little thing right there. That character who started
Bad Fur Day was just rare being like, I want to put my fetishes in a video game.
My chat tells me to play that game all the time, and I'm like,
you would, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
If you want some good unhinged material, I'm going to play that with my partner soon.
Oh, God.
Because we promised we would play it together. And it's like, all I know is that there are big-tittied sunflowers in it.
Yes, that's why chat wants me to play it so bad. I'm like, I don't need any more titties in my life, chat. I have my own. Leave me alone.
Okay, I guess I'll leave
Elara. Look, Elara, I'm just saying, when you come across the plant, I'm going to toss you this one for free, all right? But when you come across that plant, just be like, hey, photosynthetic foxy mama, are you deciduous? Because I'm feeling a little carboniferous right now, eh? Yeah, don't worry. You're welcome. You're welcome.
No wonder you're fucking maidenless, NYCTO. No wonder you became a Dark Souls looking character. You want to know what it's like to have a fucking maiden for once in your life. What is this?
Well, listen, it doesn't matter because I got Bolts with me. Don't worry, Bolts, I got you. I know you got me.
What? Huh?
I'll put you in a dress, Bolts!
Why would you put me in a... Oh.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, that's why.
Way to go, NYCTO. More good for giving us some of
How did you do that? You spawned my dress out of nowhere.
Here.
NYCTO coming in here and just throwing the super flower at me to put me in the dress.
I love this. So it looks so good.
Controversial opinion, I'm definitely more of a Bouette fan.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of like
the shy ones.
The Chomp version. That one's also pretty cute too.
The one by Dives, for example?
The Chompette.
Wait, Chompette. Yeah, the one by Dives, right?
Yeah, she's cute.
She's cute. I don't know if I would stick it in there, but there you go.
What is
come
that
on, little teeth never hurt anybody. Weak.
Look,
weak.
You never seen the movie Teeth, NYCTO?
I have seen the movie. That's why I would not do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you trying to recreate something? Is there something I need to know about?
No, I'm not trying to recreate anything. Thank you very much. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm
not trying to be like the one main character from what was it, Lost Planet, where he looks at his hand and he's like, you lose a few things chasing a dream. I'm not trying to do that.
And that's the dream. Yeah, what's up, Really? How are you? Welcome in. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you're having an incredible, wonderful, wonderful day. We are here with NYCTO and Bolts. By the way, if you don't go and follow them right now by clicking on their names in the title, I will find where you live and I will steal all your cookies. Boom.
Nah, don't listen to Elara. I'm cringe. Very cringe. Will make sex joke.
Nah, you just got partner. What do you mean? Yeah, you can't be that cringe if you got partner. You're only like maybe 90% cringe.
Maybe 99. They looked at the 1% that wasn't cringe and it's like, okay, sure, whatever.
So what you're telling me is that it's not too late for me. I could just leave, right?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nothing's keeping you here. Just walk away. Walk off screen, NYCTO. Just do it.
Could you do me a huge favor? Could you pass me the key to the ankle lock on me right now? I would love that right quick.
NYCTO, I think you should just walk off screen right now. You're a big man. You can do this by yourself. Just walk off screen.
I would love to. Don't get me wrong, but I need that key to the ankle lock that you got me right here with.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay.
I've never seen or heard of such ankle locks.
Just leave the bone behind.
Leave the bone behind. I need my foot, believe it or not.
And I need something to chew on
I'm not trying to
later.
get that right now.
I even brought you Monster, a coffee, a clearly not fake water, and all you care about is the ankle lock. I'm giving you food and water, and all you want to do is just run away.
Look at that, NYCTO. You're making her cry. Think about the hospitality.
The hospitality is like the Baker family from Resident Evil Biohazard. What are you talking about? You ungrateful bitch! Here, eat this brown food here.
I only provide the best for me. That's right.
Eat the slop. Eat the friendship slop.
Oh my lord.
Can you just detach your ankle bones and snap it back on? See, that's what I'm seeing, Micro, but he's too much of a bitch being like, boo-hoo, wait.
I will rip my ankle off and then beat you over the head with it, Elara.
Yeah, but see, I don't think you can find me because I'm too short.
Yeah, you know, some people, like, every time you tell me to look directly at you, I'd be looking at the person behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't even have to duck. I just stand in place and be like, oh, I can't hit her. What the fuck?
I'm just thinking, like, me standing behind Elara, and it's that meme of, like, using your head as a rest for my boobs.
Yeah, I'm literally
That's
that
kind
short.
of a cute idea.
That is a cute idea. Fan artists make it happen.
You know, speaking of short, that reminds me, I want to talk about somebody else that's short, and that's Shylily. Boom, segue. Thank you. I'll take my 500 gifted subs now. That was a great segue.
That's why you're a professional.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys. I'm here all week. Got him. Every time NYCTO looks down, his head falls off. I don't think that's actually true, but you know what? Maybe ask NYCTO that question.
Oh no, let me double check.
I'll choose to believe it for now.
Quite all right.
No, I think it just kind of
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
got creepy. I don't even know how to define that. Vtuber has played thank you for 6 months. But I would like to talk about somebody else that's short, and that is Shylily, guys. Recently, if you don't know, Shylily actually had a bit of a, well, not even a debacle herself. It's just somebody being a bad actor like they always do, and bringing up some shit about Lily. So I would love to talk to you both about, you know what, you're on the internet, you're on Twitter. You know, how do you feel like people treat Lily overall after the whole, like, Cinder stuff or just in general? Because my perception is I feel like they're always, like, after her for, like, no reason.
I'm kind of in the same camp as you with this one. Like, I did read upon, like, both the responses as well as the initial post over here, and I'm having a bit of a difficulty, I'm having some difficulty trying to go ahead and connect what the accusation is exactly supposed to try and entail, right? Because based off the responses and based off what I was able to go ahead and dig up, I don't see anything that suggests that she was coming after, for example, Cinder in this case, or banging your manager, which, you know, somebody else's sex life is not really anybody else's business as far as I'm concerned, you know, within reason, of course. But I'm not seeing any other accusation that kind of like suggests that there's a bit of an issue here with just that statement in of itself. Like, some other people are saying that there was a little bit more caveats and nuances about, like, how the interpersonal interactions were being held between the managers, the VTubers, as well as, like, some of the other people in between. So I feel like in this initial post, they were missing some important context here on what they were actually trying to entail.
I think they were just trying to point out a hypocrisy, because back when the Shylily Cinder thing blew up, one note in all of that was Cinder dating their manager. But what I think is misleading about this is that wasn't the thing that was a big deal. What was a big deal was how Cinder's manager was handling the situation, and Cinder seemingly covering for it because they were dating. It wasn't the fact that they were dating in general that was the problem. There's a lot of people that are dating their managers, like
yeah, or there's people dating in general that have a relationship. Like, number one, why is it your business? Like, nobody even cares. And number two, if you were the manager, right, more power to you. Like,
I've literally been helping my partner with their social media stuff, and they've been helping me with content. That's not a weird thing at all. If anything, I'm happy that more people are starting to become open about the fact that they are in relationships, because that parasocial dynamic of VTubing has always been like a big source of contention for very specific parasocial people. But I think that's what this person's trying to do, trying to, like, point out hypocrisy without realizing that that wasn't really what the issue was. It would be more hypocrisy if Shylily's manager did something shitty and Shylily was covering for it. But that's not what's going on here. If anything, I thought the clip was kind of cute when I clicked on it. I'm like, that's kind of cute.
For me, this one came up as like a giant nothing burger, because it's like, yeah, it's an interaction that's kind of cute, but like, what's the actual issue here, right?
Yeah,
we don't even know who this guy is, right? Maybe it's maybe it's an ex, maybe somebody she was sleeping with. Maybe it is her manager, right? Like,
It's
but
me.
why does it matter? It's not like she ever attacked Cinder over dating her manager. She went after Cinder because Red was being Red, her manager, right? Red was the manager that caused so many issues for Cinder by withholding information, misrepresenting stuff. I mean, this guy was literally the opposite of what you actually wanted a manager, right? So, like, it was more criticism about his managerial skills,
him being
more
a
so
manager,
than
them
dating.
dating.
But I often find funny about these kind of posts, right? It's like, normally, like, we know with Twitter now, there's a lot more rage bait because, I mean, you can get paid for it now, literally, but this dude right here, TV Remote, he's just doing it for the love of the game. I mean, he's got no blue check mark. He's just straight up just like going after Lily.
He's not trying to collect money.
For no reason.
He just wants to enjoy the. He just wants to enjoy the sweet bear. I'm like, you know what? A little bit of respect for that. Sometimes people just want to be a hater. I feel like being an old timer. Back in my day, bait used to be believable. Kind of situation.
No, it's true.
Yeah, no, like, funny enough, I was having this conversation with somebody about this as well, where I'm thinking, like, nowadays, I'm more inclined to believe that people who are posting these things are doing it because they're being incentivized to go ahead and do it for clicks, money, or whatever the case would be, as opposed to them being actually dumb. That being said, there are definitely people who will post because they make a dumb mistake or whatever, but I'm more inclined to believe the former than the latter. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense, especially when, as far as like the situation goes, one, I think a lot of people have moved on from it, so like kind of going back to it without an actual development of the situation feels kind of pointless. Two, maybe I'm alone in this. The situation itself did not need to blow up to the extent that it did.
Oh, absolutely,
Personally.
absolutely.
Yes.
I think this will be like a thing that can be brought up when we get into like some of the other stuff that was on the docket today. But seeing, like, especially like last year and the year before, I feel like a lot of the bigger Google Doc situations very much fell under the this could have been handled in DMs, or this did not need to be a document kind of situation. And it makes me very thankful for a lot of the friends and situations that I have with people, because I'm like, some people do just want to stir share. Like, sometimes people will engage in dangerous behavior or like behavior that probably should be forgiven. But when it's a simple case of, hey, this person backstabbed me as a friend, I'm like, wow, that sucks. It's not really our business to know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But maybe
I think
that's
it's a big continuing problem within the VTuber sphere. And it's funny because I was actually talking about this with another VTuber not too long ago, but really I feel like a lot of problems in general, not even in the VTuber sphere, but I will say specifically VTubers, because they seem to have this huge problem with this. There really is a problem with communication. I don't know why it is, but people just refuse to actually communicate with each other and resolve differences, or at least like settle things, even if they walk away from each other, right? Like, just leaving it behind closed doors where it belonged in the first place, right?
But Mom, that's so boring.
No, the reason why that's the case is because people just in general are extraordinarily afraid at the thought of conflicts to begin with, to the point that they actually shiver in their timbers and all that good stuff. And I say this because, like, I've had this interaction as well before. Like, within my own experience within the VTubing scene, I've been doing this for almost 3.5 years now, give or take. And I'm sure you two have also experienced this in some capacity, where like you will have somebody who decides they want to go ahead and like either like stop interacting with you even though you were starting off really well. And then for me personally, what happened was that I've had this happen a couple of times where somebody would admit, after I like stopped reaching out, because like I would always poke them and be like, hey, yeah, no, I want to be transparent. I was putting a little bit of distance because I saw this thing, I was a little confused, and I wanted to get some clarification on what exactly this was. So we end up actually having a bit of a conversation. Things are cleared up, and we are able to hang out again, all that good stuff. But the point being is that people are more inclined to go ahead and stop and cut off whatever lines of communication there might be if it means avoiding potential trouble, than actually having a bit of a conversation and potentially getting into an argument about that, which is a bit of a damn shame. But I also completely understand where some of these people are coming from. You don't. At the end of the day, these are just other people on the internet that you're interacting with. So why invest that extra degree of energy trying to go ahead and appeal to somebody who you don't think you're going to vibe with, as opposed to just going on and doing your own business with things that you're more familiar with?
I actually do agree a lot with that. It's there's an actual term for it called it's like conflict avoidance syndrome or something like that, where
yes,
you will do your best to avoid any semblance of a confrontation, even when you yourself are a contributing factor to why that confrontation happened in the first place. That was actually something that my ex had a lot too. And I actually, I understand the idea of wanting to avoid frustrating situations, or sometimes it's better just to let a friendship or relationship just kind of die out instead of definitively saying we're not doing this anymore kind of thing. That right. I think a lot of us can agree with that. The problem absolutely is that some people will still take the energy to make it a situation without trying to resolve it, hence making the Google Docs. And I just look at those things and I'm like, why didn't you put that energy into talking to the person? So you had the energy, you had the time to, and you even had the wherewithal to break this down to an extent, but you didn't have the energy to communicate it with the actual parties that matter. That's where things get a little bit frustrating, and that's where, at least for me, I lose a little bit of the sympathy with some of those situations. It's a different story of oh, they blocked me so I couldn't talk to them at all, or
right. It goes kind of like case by case.
Basis.
I mean, I'll be honest. That's more what I see is maybe I'm jaded a little bit because of, or what I see, I only see kind of one side of stuff, right? Because I report on this kind of drama-related stuff, so maybe I'm just a little jaded or my vision is skewed. But I see most of the time it's not really avoiding the conflict. It's more I'm not going to specifically avoid the conflict with the person in question, but instead I'm going to go and blow this up and then call them out once I have some kind of, clout or social support or whatever, right?
Because it does go. I was actually gonna go ahead and bring that up as well, because another part of that is that there is that incentive, in this social sphere of things where everything is interconnected and all eyes are on whatever happens to be drama related, because clicks, people being more engaged with the actual post and things of that nature. The longer your eyes are on a particular post, the more the algorithm is going to read it as something that is worth sharing around, because the longer you're on there, the more ad revenue is being generated by the algorithm itself. It keeps you on there longer. That's all it is. But in a weird way, we're also being kind of incentivized to do that. And there's also going to be people who want to be sympathetic towards the quote-unquote victims, I'll say in this case. I say quote-unquote because we never know if the person accusing is actually the victim or the...
And victim is a malleable statement, too.
It is a malleable statement, exactly.
What exactly was done, which is kind of the point where it's if there's a friendship fallout or something, you can be okay, there's not really a victim in this situation. It was just a fallout.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
I feel like that incentive is almost false, though. Okay, so I want you to think about this for a second. So let's say that you make a Google Doc and you call out somebody, right? And you're like, oh my God, and you didn't communicate with them at all. Made this Google Doc and everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's horrible. I feel so bad. In 3 months, realistically, are people going to remember that? Or are they going to come to you and be like, oh my God, you were the person to me that Google Doc'd about this person, right? And it had 200 likes on it. No, not
Probably.
really. There's not really an incentive.
Thing.
To doing this type of behavior as well, right? Yes, I get it if you're calling out an actual predator, right? Because you're trying to protect other people. But genuinely, if it's just a disagreement and you're a miscommunication and you want to drag it out, you're not really realistically gaining anything from it. So this clout, quote unquote, I'm not wearing my 3D today, but trust me, I'm putting my fingers up in the air. This clout is not really it's not a real thing. Yeah, okay, for instance, Vtuber explained, great example, Cha-Cha Chilla. You've probably seen Cha-Cha Chilla. Have you told her?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay, so you do know about Cha-Cha Chilla. So she comes back every few weeks. She keeps doing this stuff. How much clout does she have? Zero. Absolutely none. She didn't gain anything from any of this. If anything, she made it worse for herself. So I feel like people need to understand when you bring this up on social media and you cause these problems, it doesn't pay off. Like we talked about this with Rekla, even people being more kind of like saying like more like, you know, very like controversial takes on stuff. It doesn't pay your bills. It doesn't actually literally mean financial revenue. Sure, you might get a little boost for a bit, but ultimately it falls off. So there's literally no incentive. It makes no sense that people do this, and it drives me nuts all the time because I'm like, what did you actually gain from this realistically?
I can bring up like, oh, sorry, go on.
No, you go.
I was gonna bring up like kind of two examples that happened around me actually, what kind of within the last year that I think does sort of highlight a little bit that sense of it's also a matter of who you surround yourself with. Yes, like you said, kind of how big you are, like how much traction it actually gains, and let's be honest, we do live in a bit of a society and culture where a lot of people like seeing blood in the water.
Well, specifically content creation, you know.
Content creation.
Let's be real, guys. Content creation is definitely one of those type things. Unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is, right?
It is just an inherent fixture of the culture. Back a couple of months ago, I put out a post where it was like I was having issues with an editor who like I gave them a bunch of money up front. We worked out a content plan, and then they had kind of ghosted me for like a month. Like they owed me a lot of content and I already paid them and they just weren't delivering it. So I put out a post on Twitter. It's like, hey, this is my situation. What do you think like, are there any options that maybe I haven't explored, kind of thing? Because I wanted to, because I knew like there was some things behind the scenes that were frustrating, but it was still money that I needed back that I was kind of owed. And like a third of the response I got was Google Doc, put them on blast. And I'm like, guys, I don't want to do, that's not what I want to do. Like I want to handle this behind the scenes. I want to just get my money back or like come to an understanding with this person. I'm literally just asking if there's something that I haven't explored, and that's it. But the sheer amount of people that wanted a head on a platter basically was very scary.
So there's some. I mean, in one capacity, I kind of understand where those people are coming from. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, like what you were dealing with was a monetary transaction that of something, right? Oh, let me ask you this: were you the one paying the person, or were they paying you for something?
No, I paid them. We came to an agreement where like they were gonna help me with like producing a certain amount of content, like my shorts and stuff like that. And they just only delivered maybe a fifth of what we agreed upon, and I couldn't talk to them for like a month. They weren't responding to messages, DMs, or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay, so two things I'll say. So first things first. For me as an individual, like I can definitely understand the appeal, the desire to want to go ahead and do a Google Doc, because I think a Google Doc should generally be reserved for like two things specifically. Maybe there's a couple of other ones depending on nuance, but nuance, c'est la vie. But that's for criminal activity as criminal activity and monetary issues, right? Because there have been cases where people like people have been able to go ahead and rob thousands of dollars from other individuals. And me, as somebody who's coming into the VTubing scene and interacting with people based off of just what I'm able to go ahead and see, I would like to be aware of whether or not there's a potential that I'm going to lose out on money by giving this person this kind of thing, because I have been in that position where I've lost money because a person just never delivered, right? Even though for months on end I would keep asking them, hey, what's going on here? And then I would eventually ask them for a refund. They keep pushing it back more and more. And then eventually I say, okay, you know what? This is going public. I do not care anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, like, in those situations, right, where you've, like, here's kind of my filters for Google Docs, right? So first up is, like NYCTO said, right? It's either, like, criminal, monetary, or it's very, very serious, right? It's something that just, like, it's such of a large caliber, it needs to be brought up. And then second, did you exhaust every single option that you possibly could before you did this? And speaking of options, the best option is here. Hi, Koei, how are you? I tried to say Koei and Kilobyte in the same word. Thank you for being here, Koei. I'm going to play the raid video really quick. Thank you guys so much. Mostly because of autoplays and I have no control over it.
This is such a fun
Oh, lovely weather we're having, huh?
Oh yes, it's finally feeling like spring. I can go outside now. feels so nice.
See, I'm glad you could go outside. See, I live in Arizona. That doesn't stay.
Oh God,
Scorching
yeah,
over
we're not
here.
gonna go outside. Oh Jesus. Hello, Koei Kilobyte, Coley. How are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you. Welcome in. We are chatting here with Bolts and NYCTO today, talking about some Vtuber news. We're actually talking about Google Docies right now and some stuff around Shylily. People,
Google
putting out Google Docies. The legitimacy of them, should it be put out? Communication, all that. So thank you for the raid, Koei. If you need to run, I'm more than happy to take care of your little Koei bites. We love them so much. So please continue, NYCTO. I'm so sorry. I wasn't listening to what you said anyway, but continue.
No, that's perfectly fine. I understand that you retain very little information inside that dome of yours, like in the brain. What's even in there anyways?
I am loving
bounces
the
around.
love-hate relationship here. I feel
It
like
bounces
a
around like
child
me
watching their
when I was a
parents fight.
4-year-old drinking Mountain Dew, just off the wall.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I'm glad we had that established there. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, see, the problem is I tend to forget what I'm saying as well, so...
You were talking about situations.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about...
warning.
We were talking about leaving the 2 steps of Google Docies, right? So it's got to be very serious.
Right.
Got to be criminal, monetary, or escalated in a way that can't
very
be...
serious.
Bypass, and of course you have to exhaust every other option. And that to me is like the biggest thing about Google Docy. And people don't do this. If you're going to write a Google Docy about somebody, you have to exhaust every option. There is no excuses. If you don't try to do that and you jump straight to a Google Docy, I don't think you're doing it in the best faith. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with that. That's kind of what I was getting to, where it's like, it feels like people use it as like a step 2 instead of like a step 9 or something.
Like you have to go ahead and do your due diligence. CYA, cover your ass. At least make every attempt to go ahead and at least reach out to the individual, so that like if they decide to go ahead and push back on you, you have the receipts to show. Yeah, you know what? I've done everything on my end. I'm sorry, I cannot help this anymore. But the second
Make yourself look like an asshole as little as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Because look, there's no happy ending to this, so you might as well make it so that it's not as tragic on your end than it is for everything else. But there you go. Second point, Bolts. So I know depending on which medium you're using, it can kind of be circumstantial. But like for example, for PayPal, as long as you file anything as like a business transaction as opposed to friends and family, never do friends and family. I'll say that much. But if you do it as like a business transaction, you can actually file with PayPal, for example, to argue that, yes, I never actually received this thing here. And I say this as somebody who has had to both file and defend myself as somebody who has done commission work for other people. Because I've had people try to go ahead and do a chargeback on me for a musical project I've done, and I provided that evidence. And even though it took not months, but even though it took weeks to get that sorted, I did eventually come out on top of it. But my point being is that have the receipts to showcase that, yes, this is a transaction that was supposed to happen. It did not happen. Can I get my money back? And in which case, like, I know that's true for PayPal. I don't necessarily know how true it is for like some other things that you might use, but that typically is the case.
That's ultimately what I ended up doing. I ended up doing the chargeback. My biggest thing was, one, I wanted to see if there was another option of trying to talk to them or get in contact with them that I could, because I don't want to do a chargeback, because I've seen those horror stories of people that like do the chargeback and like maybe the artist or editor is in like a very bad situation and they need that money. And I have like that opposite problem a little bit where I'm a little
right? Like,
too understanding or too forgiving with people, and that is like me to getting taken advantage of, which is why I did have a lot of people who are like, just do the chargeback, just do the chargeback, just do the chargeback. Like, but what if they're in trouble or something? Like, just do the chargeback, and if they fight it, then you can talk about it.
This sounds shitty, but like, you always gotta look out for yourself first, right? Like, if they say that they are going to provide you X, Y, Z, right, and they don't, and you go through every step, then that chargeback's gotta happen. Like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, I know that they have a life and stuff too, but also at the same time, like, if they promise X, Y, Z and they don't fulfill it, I'm sorry, like, you need that money just as much as they do, right? So
that is something I'm actively working on.
Here's a piece of advice for you, Bolts, and this will go to pretty much everybody here in chat as well. And here's the thing. So, do you agree with the statements that boundaries ought to be respected?
Yes.
Well,
that means that you yourself have to respect those boundaries enough to enforce them.
Oh!
Yep.
Hitting me with the practice what you preach.
Yep, NYCTO's right. Hey, you gotta protect yourself too.
I do.
He's so right.
For real,
Kiddos, put that one up on the fridge. That's a keeper.
Granted, again, this was something that happened like all the way back in September. I did get my money back and everything did work out.
That's good.
And
that's
is
good.
something I am actively working on. But I bring up that story as an example of like how sometimes there needs to be a little bit understanding. Like, I'm not saying my response is good. I went to the opposite extreme where I should have probably spoken up more and did more things. I'm not saying I should have put out a Google Doc, but like there are people who will see any type of altercation as Google Doc worthy. And I'm like, no, guys, I just want my money back so I can keep making cool content.
Exactly.
These Google Docs,
I get where you're coming from.
It feels like they're just another way of people making content. I'm like, but it's not content that's actually, half the time it doesn't feel like content that's actually contributing to anything positive in the space, you know? And I think that's what bothers me a little bit, where if people did communicate more, if they did work together a bit more, I feel like so many more good things can be added to the community and medium as a form of entertainment, but instead there's just this desire of, well, I could tear somebody down and prop myself up all in one foul swoop. I think someone in chat said it feels like a shortcut, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
You know what's
sad?
Sad about that you say that, Bolts? It's like, really the thing is that people put this stuff out there, right, guys? And then like people like me, like we sit there and read it, and we go through these documents and all this kind of stuff. And the saddest part, Bolts, is that the whole point of us reading it is to walk away with a lesson, because there's something within that problem, right? But that problem never should have existed in the first place, that we have to have a conversation about what you learned from this problem, right? You know what I mean? Like, yes, we do it in good faith to have a conversation and learn, right? Like, because that's why I like covering stuff, honestly. I think there's a message in everything, even like good or bad things that happen, but we shouldn't have to do that in the first place, you know?
I agree, but I like that approach. I like that it's kind of a glass half full approach where it's like, well, I didn't want us to be here, but let's try to turn it into a positive. Let's try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because you never know what kind of newer content creators coming across and been like, oh wait, people act like this? I'm not going to act like this.
I mean, that's literally my whole approach to news. Honestly, it's like, well, there's a lesson to be learned, so let's learn, you know? And like, I feel like genuinely since covering news, I've become a more educated person overall, because I read so many different types of things and different stories and different perceptions, and I see the worst in humanity and I see the best in humanity. So it kind of like, I don't know, it gives me a lot to really think about and kind of mull over. So I think I've become a lot more empathetic and a lot more educated, specifically in social skills, just because I read through this stuff and I'm like, I'll check myself all the time. I'll be like, wait a second, oh my God, there's this like blue Smurf VTuber named Yomi that's known for being a piss tuber, and I'm like, wait a second, no, I shouldn't say that out loud. I'll get canceled, right? So, oh hi Yomi, how are you?
Oh wow, look at that incredibly well-timed
that's
segue.
So crazy.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Man, you must have a sixth sense or something, Elara.
Yeah, that's wild. Wow, the timing on that is incredible. But I think that, you know, just going back to the Google Doc, I don't want to get too far.
Yeah,
the thing here. I think that with Google Docs, it's more just, somebody mentioned this earlier. I think it was a great comment. It's kind of like a monkey see, monkey do. So you see big VTuber do it, and you're like, oh, well, it worked for them, so me do too. He put out document and cancel people. Because when you see people above you and Virgil interrupting my stream, you just want to do it yourself, you know? Monkey see, monkey do.
You know, one other thing I want to go ahead and bring up, since we're kind of like talking at least a little bit about this, is that there is a bit of an inverse to this as well, where you have some people who they want to go ahead and bring up something that is genuinely controversial and something that would be well received by the rest of the community to be made aware of this thing that's happening in the background. But they themselves are very worried about how it might be received. Like they're questioning themselves, thinking, "Is this something that I should even bring up or anything like that?" Like you actually covered the one person in regards to this who I was working with. Like, you brought Kibi on board, for example, which absolute fucking sweetheart, love her to death, and I'm really glad that that whole situation got worked out. But I was talking with her for a long time. She was very concerned about the whole idea of bringing it up to begin with, even though it was something that, if it had to be done differently, it should have been brought up ages ago.
Well, so I see that a lot too. Like, even for instance, we were talking about this yesterday. I don't have the link to it anymore. I apologize. But if you were here yesterday, you might remember this. Lala, Miss Lala, you guys know Lala, right? 50-time VTuber, I mean, very well known. She put out a post where she's like, yeah, I'm scared to talk about this one instance where this person is threatening VTubers, saying they're going to grape them and murder them and all kinds of horrible stuff, right? But I mean, she's afraid to bring that out, right? And I totally get that because it is scary and you don't want some of that blowback, right? But I do feel like a good example of that is honestly our news tubers, right? Like if it's something that you trust, let us take the brunt of that, right? Like I never mind being the mouthpiece, right? I mean, think about like False and Twisty passing on the information to him, right? And he outed all that stuff about Ninja Sanji. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff where YouTubers can do a lot of good as well. So, you know, never, if you're ever in a situation like that, my advice is always, if you feel like it's serious enough, find somebody that can help you, right? Always partner with somebody that maybe goes through this or talks about this stuff, right? Because there are people that can help you and bring this kind of stuff up, even if you want it like anonymously or whatever. Like, it can totally be done that way. But sometimes, guys, stuff just does have to be talked about. In a case like with Kibi, right? I mean, that needed to be talked about. That was horrible what she was going through.
Absolutely. And honestly, I'm really glad that you covered it and were able to go ahead and sit down and talk with her about that. Like, honestly, like as soon as she was telling me about this, I knew you were the person to approach. So I'm glad that y'all worked it out. I'm glad it's out there and you did a fantastic job. Like both of y'all. Like, thank you very much for that, by the way.
No problem. I mean, that's my job in the VTuber space. So.
Yeah. Breaking boobs. I mean, beds. I mean, news.
God damn it. Speaking of boobs, do you guys want to see my brand new starting soon screen?
Please.
Oh, let's see it.
Okay, I think I just got it back, by the way, chat. It just got done. So let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I haven't like put it all together yet, but here you go.
Oh God. Hey, Bolts, can you move over to the side?
No. I want to appreciate this.
Like, no, I would have taken it off for myself.
I feel like if I wasn't there, it would be a very different stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Which might be appropriate.
Oh my gosh. But, you know, one thing I want to, I don't know how much you would notice, and you probably wouldn't, right? But the thing with Cinder and Shylily, right, is both sides have kind of been in their own corners, right? Yes, stuff is occasionally brought up, and sometimes people in chat will bring it up, and maybe one of them address it, right? But for the most part, it's been pretty much, they're both like, yeah, we're doing everything on our own sides, don't attack either side, right? And they're very both adamant about that fact. So stuff like this coming out, right, this clip, and they're like, oh, you tagged, you know, Cinder over dating your manager. Well, the thing is like, people like this, right, look at their bio. Pyro Pup. You're not a pyro pup. You're not a real pyro pup because you're harassing.
You want to know what's
Shylily.
crazy as well? If you look in the if you look at some of the replies, they even disown that term being a pyro pup themselves. So it's like, what exactly is this person doing here? Like you're claiming the title, but you're also disavowing it. I don't know. Like that's just kind of wild to me.
Some people just like spilling hot tea everywhere, and they don't care if they burn themselves in the process. And you know what? There will unfortunately always be people like that, which I think is why, like you said, Elara, it's good that we counteract those people with more people like this news show, like other people who talk about that stuff in good faith, try to make it part of a bigger conversation. Just be like, hey, don't be a dick, maybe.
Well, and that, it's funny you say that, actually, because I promise I'm going to get around to your point, but I kind of got to go to one point to circle back.
Go ahead.
There are groups of people, chat, and this is absolutely proven, by the way. If you go to certain content, look under the comments, there are groups of people that go around and harass other groups of people. Specifically, Shylily is a great example, but there's a specific group of people that will go around. I don't know if they're like working with each other or talking with each other, but you find the same people in the comments specifically for Lily in all kinds of videos, right? And all they do is promote negativity, you know, say negative things about whoever, right? In this case, it's Lily that I'm using as an example, but they do this, right? They almost are creating a false like they're like basically like making more of a problem, right? They're causing drama and manufacturing drama that isn't actually existent, right? Like for this right here, this is manufactured drama. There's not an actual issue here, but they're causing issues. And the reason that I was so happy to start this talk show is because, like you said, right, there are people that are thinking these things, right? Or thinking, wait a second, that's bullshit. Why are you doing this? Or they're like, hey, that's not really cool. But nobody talks about it. Like, you guys don't realize nobody gets together like we're doing now and actively talks about these things together in a public format. Nobody does that, chat. But the thing is like, it needs to be done because this kind of stuff, number one, people shouldn't be putting out there to begin with. But number two, we should be spreading more positivity and having a conversation about why this kind of stuff isn't okay and why it should be denounced, and instead promoting good things, right? Because nobody's doing this. Nobody's talking like this like we are right now, which blows my fucking mind, by the way. Sorry, I took a sip of my tea, so like I was like...
No, you're good.
No, you're perfect.
I was like listening like, and?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of it. It's just like, I feel like a lot of drama, specifically with Lily, is it's very manufactured at this point. People are bringing up things that are just irrelevant, or they won't let it go. Like, look, both sides are doing their own thing, guys. I don't really give a fuck if you like Cinder or not. I'm not here to judge you based on that. If you like Cinder, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with you whatsoever. One of my new good friends is the Pyro Pup Center. I love Pyro Pup Center. Pyro Pup Center and I have been talking some. Obviously, they're a huge Cinder fan, but we agree to disagree, right? I might have some issues with Cinder, but ultimately, I think they're a force for good, and that's all that matters to me, right? So I just don't understand why everybody continues to want to attack each other when everybody's moving on. Like, just fucking drop it, guys. It's over.
I just don't have the energy. I'm glad there's like those jokes where it's like someone start drama with me so I can like gain some viewership or something. But I think most people don't actually believe that because it's like, look, I just want to be a down bad furry on the internet. I don't actually want to cause shit with anybody. I just want to like find fun, creative ways to do whatever. Because, and this might speak to like a larger conversation because we know there are not just like fans, but creators that maybe make their whole brand about being problematic and stirring those flames in general. I'm not naming people, but you know what I mean. I'm not that brave. Chat. You know. And it's
I know. Trust me, I know.
I look at those people and I'm like, what's the end goal exactly? Like, okay, I can understand like maybe marketing perspective. All news is like any publicity is good publicity. You're getting people resharing you, like saying these things or acting this way. But I'm like, what is the end goal? No one's gonna want to work with you. Brands aren't gonna want to be around you. You will, and the audience, an audience of like hate and causing shit that you amass, that will always definitively backfire on you.
Yeah, the second you say something you don't agree with, they're the most volatile group.
Exactly, because when you create a brand around like being the edgy person that'll say whatever, the minute you set a you can never have a boundary, ever. Because the minute you set a boundary, then suddenly you're just like, suddenly you're quote unquote just like all the people that you were starting drama and causing issues with. So it's like, okay, cool. What was the point? You'll get maybe a month, maybe a year of relevancy out of that. But then what do? All you end up doing is making the rest of the community kind of look bad. And I don't.
You put yourself in a corner.
Understand that.
Because you have to continue to create that type of content as well, right? Like you have to continue to be
you have to double down and keep being worse.
Yep.
And then you'll eventually hit that wall. And I'm like, I
don't know if you caught it. Did you see the one that I had with Red Claw? It was right before my debut. Red Claw came over and we had a talk about this subject actually in particular. And he actually was able to pull up some numbers on some creators. And
I did see that. Yes. Yeah. I did see that where he was like, why are they acting like this? Looks at the chart. Oh, that explains.
Well, like it was crazy because they also put their sub numbers as well. Well, it's kind of like, I'm talking Twitch subs, so you can directly see their revenue. And like, yes, there was like one moment where it did pay off, But for the long run, it doesn't. Like, it
doesn't.
It literally does not pay to be controversial all the time, guys. Like, I can understand if you fall into something and maybe say something and it, goes viral. Like, shit happens, right? Like, I mean, look at me. Like, shit happens, right? But at the same time, it's like, it's not gonna be good for you to constantly do this type of behavior, right? Like, there's, like you said, what's the end goal? And people think it's like a shortcut, right? But it's not. It's really not. You will ultimately not benefit from that. You're not gonna. Here's the things that matter, right? YouTube matters, Twitch matters, but also outside of those things, right? There's things like sponsorships, appearing at cons, all those kinds of things. Do you think that any of those people want to work with you when you do that kind of stuff? Nope. They sure don't. And that's why I never invite NYCTO to meet and greets. What?
I love how it always comes down to mom and dad fighting, and I'm just sitting here in the middle.
Well, like literally,
you just have to clothesline him right before
you just have to do that, Laura. How dare you?
NYCTO catching.
Like, what is the point? What is the point of being a content creator, right, Chad? Like, number one, you want to entertain people, right, or whatever your focus is. Hey, Striker, what's up? Whatever your focus is, right? You want to educate people, you want to entertain, whatever, right? But on top of that, the other point on that is very important, which a lot of people will not admit, but it is important, is making money, guys. You should be reimbursed for the energy and the things that you put into stuff as well, right? And it's never required, but it's always appreciated, right? So if one of your main points of creating content is to, make a revenue, right? Then why would you, on the basis knowing that it's not going to make you money, still continue to do that? Like, numbers don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie.
Like, there's no calculable positive end goal, because it's like socially you screw yourself over, financially and business wise you also screw yourself over. So it's like, are you just doing it for the love of the game? I would almost respect that if that's it. But then they always reach a point where it's like, well, why does nobody fuck with me anymore? And I'm like, gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because you said insert like thing I don't ever want to actually say, because I don't ever want that to be a soundbite out there. But it's like, it just doesn't make much sense to me. And someone brought up, it's like, oh, then they just rebrand and move on. I'm like, yeah, but then you get recognized, and then the cycle just kind of repeats itself. Like, there's,
the cycle repeats.
Can anybody, like, you guys are in chat, can anyone definitively point to somebody that has made a career or living off of being a horrible person, and it's lasted more than maybe a year?
I mean, I actually can, but
you can?
Yeah, I mean, unless you want me to toss the name out, but, be prepared if I toss that name out, the repercussions.
Up to you, it's your show. I opened that door. I'll accept the consequences.
So I think not always, right? Not every single video, always, all the time, right? But I think a majority would be Rep Says Tetsu, right? Rep says stuff that is very controversial and very hateful towards people sometimes, and I venomously disagree with a lot of more recent takes that they have, and I think that they're doing just fine, so that would be one person that comes to mind.
That is a very good point.
It can work. It can work.
So if you don't mind,
majority doesn't.
If you don't mind me chiming in, I think I have like a bit of an interesting thing to say about that as well, especially considering the points, because I'll go ahead and admit this to like everybody. I used to kind of come like years ago. I used to be kind of part of that crowd in some capacity, right? And one of the things I've always noticed when it came to that specifically, and Bolt, this is actually a really good point of what you brought up, is that a lot of the gateway for a lot of people, including myself, is that we see takes that look it usually starts off with the individuals being somewhat reasonable in what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with having to go ahead and constantly go with that particular route is that in order to maintain relevancy, unless the information is being, or unless like the drama is being constantly fed to you in a way that you can constantly feed off of, people do eventually become jaded, and you have to become more and more extreme and more out there with what you're pushing out there, to the point where like I ended up kind of walking away from that because I was thinking to myself, firstly, I'm angry and depressed all the time because I'm just seeing this and this just infuriates me, and eventually I would get jaded. But also, secondly, I'm noticing that this is starting to get a little too much for me to kind of like work with. And then of course, me having to interact with more people from the actual VTubing side of things, like being able to absorb like some of these different backgrounds, learn about nuances, learn about people's like different perspectives and things of that nature, definitely contributed to that. But it's also interesting that that is indeed the case. No. Now, of course, now for people like Rev Says Desu, I haven't really followed him in like a hot minutes. I'm gonna be honest. I do see him every now and again. I don't necessarily disagree with everything that he says. I think he's just like any other individual.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll be honest, he's done some things that I'm like, I'm not in my head. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's
fair. But like, there's sometimes where his takes are just so strong. I'm like, yeah, that's not okay. But continue.
Absolutely, and no, you're perfectly fine. So like, I'm in agreement with you there. But I think the reason why I think Rev Says Desu is an example of the exception, not the rule. Because how many? Because even though there are plenty of people who kind of do even though there are some people who kind of do a lot of what he does, and they are able to generate some sort of income from that. How viable of a strategy is that for the majority of people who are getting into content creation to begin with?
Yeah, it's not.
It's like you said, Bolt. It's a very alienating thing to do.
That's a very good point. And the funny thing is, there might one like answer to that, because I actually completely forgot about Rev. So thank you guys for reminding me. By choice, I do not like him at all. I actually remember seeing Rev back well before I became a VTuber and before he even got involved in VTubing, because a little bit of my background was my first exposure to him was when he was going after voice actors and like the anime industry and the dubbing industry. Because
I'm not familiar with this, by the way, so please, I'm listening.
Oh, you're talking about like the what was it called? What's the name? ProZD? Is that like where we're going with that?
Oh no, even before that.
Really?
Yeah, I think this was like before he became a VTuber.
Well, before that, before
this had to be like a minute ago.
Before I became a VTuber, I ran a YouTube channel with one of my best friends, and this is how like I kind of have know a lot of people that I know now, because I know some voice actors, I do some voice acting, I also work on some video games, and our big thing was, let's shed some light on some of the behind the scenes stuff that happens in like the voice acting industry, the good, the bad, and the ugly, talking about the complications of adaptation, what works, what doesn't work. And it was kind of a unique idea at the time, so a lot of people did latch on to that. But then around the time, we started seeing overlap with our videos and other people, and it was with people like Rez, who were doing things like, I can't believe they used slang in our Japanese animes or something like that, or other situations that come up. And sometimes there was a point, other times it was, let's like go after these people. And then the ProZD happened much later, which was actually a very big misrepresentation of what he was trying to say, but it still gets propagated to this day. But I think that speaks to a larger problem where he was him and a couple of other creators were representing this thing of, I don't like how certain things are, and then creators give them a reason to justify why they don't like the way that certain things are, even if it's not true. And then what's that saying? A lie can go around the world 1,000 times before the truth can even go around once.
Yes.
And by the time, and then there's never like a consequence. There's never like a comeuppance. And then whenever something does happen, they'll just move on to another thing. So they move on from voice acting to the VTuber. No, they went from like voice acting to like the Ruby community and then to VTubing. Like they're just hop skipping to a bunch of different things. And it's like, they are still the exception rather than the rule, but I kind of just look at that content and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be somebody.
Oh no, that's perfectly valid, because like here's the thing, like here's the thing, Bolts, Elara, as well as myself, and pretty much everybody else here as well. Like, one of the things that's going to help keep you grounded is being able to have a niche or just something that's going to get that goes outside of like drama and things of that nature. For you, Bolts, it's you're definitely into retro media and things of that nature. For me, it's music, and for Elara, it's covering other people's stupid shit. But there you go.
Funny you say that too, because I also have my reacts, which is like my side stuff.
Honestly, I've seen your reacts. Like the
reacts are very funny.
Yeah, I can have my reacts to the side, but yes, absolutely, to your point.
Yeah, like it's a good thing to have like that grounding element to keep you away from like having to go ahead, hop, skip, and do all that good stuff. Because it's another thing that a lot of communities will recognize. They will recognize if you're grifting or LARPing or whatever the case might be, and it does become a point of contention where like a lot of people within that community will not appreciate you for that. You'll have a bunch of people like who are quote unquote tourists. I use that word very loosely. Who will follow you because they just so happen to cross you. They'll follow you for a little bit, and then the moment you move on to something else, they're going to move on to something else as well because they're not dedicated in the same way that you are not dedicated to that niche. So there you go.
I always go back to this quote from Team 4-Star, actually. Like the final episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged that Tien says, keep your head in the clouds, but 2 feet firmly planted on the ground. I think you hit the nail on the head that, like, I think something that prevents people from kind of their brand being all about that hate and negativity is having something and people that keep you grounded, you know? Like we have our specific niches that help keep us grounded that we can always kind of escape to, and that our community can kind of always escape to. Because I really resonate with what you said. Even if you like that stuff, there always comes a point where it feels like it's just a bit too much, and you just kind of want to get away from it and simp over Star Fox or something, you know? Like, like I'd rather, like, I think that's necessary sometimes.
Yeah, like
one thing I think about a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead, NYCTO. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. So funny enough, well, I was just gonna make a joke, but like, Bolt, you were talking about like quotes from Team 4-Star, and I was thinking to myself, just that one, just the what's it called, like the voice line of Perfect Cell just screaming that's bullshit in the distance.
Well, one thing I think about a lot is VTubing as well too is like, if I was to graduate today, what would my legacy be, right? And I wanna make sure that my legacy is something positive, right? Like, if you're creating this type of controversial, hateful content all the time, what's up, Mythos? How are you? You know what I mean? Like, I would rather not that be my legacy, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
I would rather walk away, even if I wasn't as successful or whatever, right? I think it's a small price to pay because people will remember you for a long time, you know? Like, even if I graduated today, right? Like, the effect that you have on other people is always felt, right? So, that's important to me. I mean, again, I know covering news is not the most popular thing, right? There's a stigma around it. I understand that. I'm trying to break a lot of that stigma in the way that I cover stuff, but I feel like overall, hopefully, at least in my perception, I would hope that my influence has been a positive force for good, right? And just being that controversial person all the time and saying hateful things and trying to double down and keep one-upping that all the time. I don't think that's a worthwhile legacy as a VTuber or even as a person.
I'm going to say this before NYCTO takes a jab at you for that setup.
Wow. You think so lowly of me, Bolt.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting. I think you've done that. I think you've both done that. I think Elara.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Bolt? And I mean me. I mean NYCTO. Are you sure about that?
Look, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's glazing my friends. Okay, NYCTO.
Excuse me, you can invite me to dinner first. Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry, hon. I don't operate like that. No, NYCTO, you have an amazing voice. I've been listening to some of your dips into voice acting. You're an amazing music producer. You produce good content that people are still using to this day. And I first found you when you were doing like I think you were doing like a BGM giveaway. And there's a reason why everyone clamors whenever you do that, because you're a very talented and impressive sought-after person. Elara, you're one of the few people I know that are able to take all of this vile negativity and try to turn it into something positive. You have this Ada army because it is an army. It's a force for good. It's a force for good in chaos, which I respect the hell out of. Like, I always tune in, and it always makes me happy when, like you were one of the first people that I reached out to that gave me advice on being a VTuber as well. And now look at me. Like, if anything, I'd like to consider myself.
I'm sorry, Chad. I made Bolts a furry. My bad. It was my fault, Chad.
That might be one of the things that you're not responsible for. But
I appreciate you.
But-
I appreciate my community as well. They're all good beings, you know. And one thing too that I value a lot is just discussion, right? Talking about this stuff like we're doing, right? But also as well for the community, like I feel like the Cinder and Shylily stuff was a big turning point because, God, dude, nobody had anywhere to go talk. You know, like it was just sad. Everybody was all pissed off at each other and or watching news videos, and it just felt like nobody could have a conversation in good faith. So
it was this thing that had its claws in the whole community, kind of thing.
And everybody.
It's not only that, but it's happened in indefinite cycles. Like we see it happen quite a bit often, especially with like how volatile a lot of like media outlets and things of that nature are nowadays. Like it's not just the Cinder or the Shylily situation. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's already happened a couple of times since then. It's gonna happen again. So it just becomes a matter of like, how do we contend with it? You know. To that I always pray. Do not let me avoid conflicts, but make me strong enough to be able to go ahead and confront it and deal with it with the wisdom and grace needed to be able to navigate it.
This was probably like one of the best things that I saw on the internet. Do you guys remember the Joe Cat Google Doc situation?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
I think we need more things like that. Because that when you mention Elara, I want to be remembered for something positive. That was like, it was like when Pokemon Go first came out. It was just one of these moments where everyone just wanted to showcase a positive influence that somebody had on the community. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Joe Cat, lovely content creator, very big in like animation in the D&D world. There was like a period where they got a lot of shit for a very harmless and innocuous animation.
Literally. They did absolutely nothing. And God, Joe Cat is such a sweetheart as well. I mean, Joe Cat sponsored one of our Rivals tournaments, chat. I mean, what an amazing creator.
Yeah, I've recently started talking to him, and like it feels like such a pleasure because he is just kind of a sweet guy, and he had to take a break from the internet for a bit, started coming back, and I think someone commented on one of his posts, I bet you're not really a good person. I bet a lot of people hate you and that you have all this shit about you.
That's such a jaded way of looking at things, which is just tragic.
No, but I love what Joe Cat did because you can tell he wasn't doing this to kind of glaze. He's like, you know what? Maybe this person is right. So he quote tweeted them and is like, if I've ever like upset anybody, if I ever pissed them off, or if I ever hurt them, like tell me, quote tweet this, put out a doc or whatever. That's fine. I'll accept it. And so everyone kept sharing Google Docs, and it was like all of this wholesome stuff that he had done for them. Like, man, he gave me the shirt off his back. He jump started my career. He fundraised all this money. Like, he saved my dog. Like, all of this stuff. And I'm like, that I think is the gold standard. That's what I want. If God forbid, like, if anything ever happens to me, if I like couldn't content create, or if I had to take a step back, it will never be by choice. It will have to be by an extenuating circumstance. But I would want people to miss me for a positive reason. You know, I would love if I wish I was that as bold as him to do something like that, because I'm really insecure. I always think that like I might have done something or hurt somebody, and it's like. But the fact that so many people came out and were like, no, this is, by and large, the opposite of everything that, like, drama tubers have to deal with, ostensibly. And I'm like, we need more stuff like that. Can we have more positive docies? You know, not jokes, not petty bullshit, just like, hey, I just want to celebrate the friendship I have with this person. Hey, this person did this for me, and I really just want to showcase you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't bask in their positive light. Like, I could say that about so many people. And that's just it. I think it does. Maybe you don't become successful as quickly. Maybe you don't, get as much money or whatever in, the short term versus the long term. But I think that positivity, that goodness is worth its weight in gold. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Lydia. How are you?
This is Sean on board.
Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox for a second.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you for the raid, Lydia. What's up? I'm here with NYCTO and Bolts. We're talking about news, and actually, chat. Fun fact: next Thursday, that is right. Lydia and I are going to be getting together to do this exact same talk show. So obviously with new topics
Exciting.
and stuff, but we get the two news tubers together, baby. It's gonna be a good time. But thank you for being here, Lydia. I appreciate the raid and welcome in. You know, I will tell you both, and I'm just gonna be upfront with you. I share a lot of positive news on my stream. I know a lot of people don't think that or probably don't know that if they don't actually watch my stuff, but I talk about debuts, you know, events coming up, getting yeeted off screen. I mean, I talk about a lot of really like nice stuff in our community, right? And sadly, that stuff never just gets traction, right? It's always the drama and things like that that, you know, gets traction, and it's always going to be that way, right? But I feel like the best thing to do is kind of like a balance, right? Like Lydia, for instance. Like, Lydia does her news. She has her videos come out, but she always has like a little section at the end that's like, oh, well, let me shout out somebody and talk about maybe somebody you don't know about or indie VTuber or stuff like that, right? So you can actively use your platform, even understanding that, yes, the good may not shine the most. You can still put it with the bad as well and turn it into something good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you shouted me out when I was in the middle of my push, and
I don't know
that
what you're
really
talking about.
did help a lot.
I
Like,
don't remember that. Next question.
That's what I mean when I'm saying, like, no, that's just it. It's like people use their influence to help other people and spread positivity. You've done that.
That's what you're supposed to do, though. Like,
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what I think
that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
I think if you have a bigger platform, you are morally required to use that platform to help other people. Maybe I'm fucked up for that. Maybe I won't be successful for that, but god damn it, that's exactly how I feel. Except for NYCTO.
You know, I was about to say, I use all my power to go ahead and put other people's down to showcase my superiority. You see, my music studio has an hourglass as well as a giant name tag engraved on gold, for example. Because whenever people come into my streams or my section, whatever the case may be, I want them to know that they are inferior to me. I want them to know that they are coming to me because they need something from me, and I don't need anything from you. Present your tribute here, wench.
Didn't I already pay you to make music for me? Like, does that count?
Yes, and I was twiddling my thumbs the entire time, looking down upon you with a giant grin on my face.
Like, beep,
yes,
boop,
I helped you,
here's
but I
your
did it
fucking
condescendingly.
Yes, I will take your money, and I will take great bragging rights from it. Okay, honestly, I was pretty honored that you decided to go ahead and pick me to make some music for you. So thanks, it's pretty nice about that.
I appreciate it. I agree. The platforms.
What the fuck you mean?
Platforms are power, right? With great, great power comes great responsibility. I feel like you should use it to help other people. At least that's how I feel, Bob.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, that's how the saying goes? I thought it was with great power came great big booty bitches.
Okay, Kermit.
Oh, fuck.
Yes! You understood right
at all. Fuck.
Yes! Devil Lotus fan up top!
What am I missing, chat? What am I missing? Oh my god.
It's a joke from a Devil Artemis video.
Yeah, so basically Perfect Cell's best friend and companion throughout the entirety of it is Kermit the Frog, but he does some of the most greasy shit in that franchise.
I've watched Devil Artemis videos.
Oh, you understand that? It's Kermit the Frog.
I didn't know Kermit said that, though. I love that.
Yeah, he dressed up as Spider-Man, and he's like, it's like my great uncle Kagi once said, with great power came great big booty bitches. Which is funny.
Was he wearing the black suit or the regular suit on that one? I forget.
One of them. Oh, no, he was wearing the regular suit first.
Oh, okay.
I just find it funny because Kagi is now Sayu.
Lovely.
Look how far we've come.
See, I love Devil Artemis. Not only because of his videos, but also his connection to Death Battle as well. So.
Oh, that Metal Sonic versus Sonic.
You're trying to get yourself a self-insert in Death Battle, aren't you?
Well, what do you mean self-insert?
I'll fight you, Elara. I'll fight you in Death Battle.
Get in line, Bolts. I'll fight you, Elara.
Do you guys know that I hung out with them recently?
Yeah, no, you actually mentioned it.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. We played Blood on the Clock Tower together, but I hung out with them and like some other Rooster Teeth people. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so when are you gonna put me in Death Battle, guys? And they're like, we're never talking to you to get blocked. No, I'm kidding. Like, please, I just want to be in Death Battle, please. Nah, they're awesome. They're really, really nice. It was a cool time.
Not only that, but like they have some, and this is something I've noticed, they have some phenomenal compositions over on their channels whenever they're doing like battles and all that. I want to talk to the people behind that and take some notes. And I don't know, fingers crossed, maybe I'll end up on there one day. But
the music is
I do
so
like
good.
what they their quality of their productions is always just extraordinarily high, and I love that.
Yeah, no, it's insane. So, I mean, I guess when you do it for like 15 years or whatever, you kind of get at a point where the quality continues to go up. So, I mean, I gotta give him credit. Why? What the fuck is that? That's like, it's like the baby version of meat spin. What the hell am I looking at?
Is that a? Oh god, that's a pool float. I thought it was something else for a second.
Yeah,
Probably
it's a
on
pool
purpose.
float.
On the gunner.
Is
God,
that
I don't know.
allowed?
Clearly a chicken here. Wait, no, not
I'm
chicken.
not gonna dig my claws into that one. Speaking of digging claws, you know, there was this person that recently got outed that has claws, and her name is
Segway.
Taiga. Yeah, that's a good segue too, right? I'm on a roll tonight.
Before we jump into that, can I please go pee real quick?
Oh my god, yes,
Please,
absolutely.
holy shit, I
yeah.
need to go.
Nah, piss break. Go for it.
Piss
Oh.
break.
Go whenever you want. Yeah, go whenever you want.
Fine.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know we've been talking about this person quite a lot recently. Yeah, this has been quite a conversation for a while. So, my god. Why did you think it was leave Tuppy alone? Tuppy didn't do anything. I think I'm so used to streaming for long amount of time without like peeing. I just don't ever like really have to pee on stream. Bolts just never comes back. But I'll give you the TLDR on this one, chat, in case you happen to miss it. This is Tech Taiga, guys. And Tech Taiga was actually recently outed as a legitimate sexual predator. They're on the list. I believe it is in the state of Indiana. I mean, this is a legitimate predator, chat, that was outed. But the story behind this person is honestly... It's like a roller coaster. They got outed. They like pretended that it wasn't serious. Then they went on to be like, oh yeah, well half this isn't real. They did like a Twitter call, a Twitter space. They lied about a bunch of stuff. And then on top of that, there's actually a surprise ending to all of this that we're gonna talk about. But I just gotta ask once NYCTO gets back, because I want to hear from y'all, from somebody outside of
Talking shit about me. What did I do?
She was talking shit.
No, don't tell him. I was just not
Damn,
gonna say
Elara,
anything.
you really going to say it to my face? I'm right here.
Yeah, I was just not gonna talk for the next like 5 minutes until he said something.
Oh, lovely. I'm glad we had this. No, you know, that's perfectly fine because I have the pleasant company of my favorite furry right here. Let's go with you, Bolts.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Oh my god.
I want to ask you both, as somebody, you know, a little bit on the outside, right? You're casual, more like casual viewers, right? What were your thoughts on this whole Tech Taiga thing? Because my god, it was a roller coaster for us.
Yeah.
You go first.
Look. I think it's kind of an open shut case here. All right, look, you're on the registry, my guy. There's a mugshot of you. I don't want anything to do with you. Okay.
It's when I first saw like the initial announcement just randomly on my feed, and I'm like, oh, okay, because at first I thought they were someone that I knew, because Taiga is a very common name in the VTubing sphere.
Yeah, I'm like,
so I was
I
like,
saw Taiga,
oh my
and
God.
the first thing I thought, I'm like, no, not Taiga Holic, no, please God,
No, definitely not.
like leave Taiga alone.
So I checked to make sure, like, am I following this person? No. Okay. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, okay, this seems like with the screenshots and everything pretty legit. And then I didn't follow everything after that. I did follow some of the responses, and I did read some of the stuff that you showed me right before we went live, like particularly his full response before going offline. And it's like, buddy, there's a part of me that feels some empathy, but also like I can think of 12 different things you could have done differently that you could have done to avoid this situation. Even if I take everything you're saying at face value, and you've already shown that there are reasons for why I should not do that. So yeah, this is what this is Google Doc worthy. All right, this kind of
this
makes
is
all
Google
of the
Doc
mean girl
worthy, chat.
shit look like freaking pennies compared to that. And it's like, oh, but yeah, it's a lot. And look, I've also got like a complicated feeling personally reading all that because I work with children. I work with special needs children. That's my day job. So reading stuff like this and how like mental health was weaponized in the situation, how specifically it went about.
Suicide
like,
baiting.
It just makes me feel so icky. Like I feel, no pun, I mean this is no insult, NYCTO, but I could feel my bones go cold as
Why
I was
would you be
reading
insulted? I felt the same way as you in that
No,
department.
because bones.
No, I understand the bones, folks. I understand you have a few screws loose on this department, but that's beside the point.
I see you. But yeah, that was my like base reaction to everything. It's
What's up, Doc? We're talking about VTuber news right now. To kind of add on what you said, Bolts, when I was first reading through this stuff, you know, I like to look at it all, right? I'm like, okay, well, let's say hypothetically this person is innocent, right? Let's say that, you know, the court system got it wrong, which they didn't, but, you know, just to add to it, let's say hypothetically, then why did they lie multiple times, admit they lied to it, and then on top of that, go around to every single content creator that reported on this and try to issue a privacy takedown on it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have no empathy in my heart for this person anymore. Which, like, we don't know if it was exactly them, but who else would have the motivation or prerogative to want to have that removed other than them?
Yeah, it's like, okay, at first I thought, because my stupid benefit of the doubt brain is like, okay.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I keep forgetting the name. Blacklist VTuber. It's like, they've been wrong before. They've eat before and since about situations. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a false flag because it seemed like the only comparison was comparing a picture to the mugshot. Maybe they just look similar or something. Or hell, I mentioned I work in a school. I've worked in the school system. There have been instances where a child has falsely flagged like an adult or a teacher. And there's not much you can do about it, unfortunately, because it's hard to work around. It's hard to work around even just an accusation. So it's like, maybe it's just a complicated situation, etc. But yeah, the way they initially responded to it was bad. The video of them trying to verbally respond to it was bad. And then the final post they made right before they went dark, which I read right before we got into this, and I'm like, okay, buddy,
you changed your story like 13 times.
Yeah, you've changed your story multiple times. If it is as simple as you say it is, why are you overly complicating it? That's like a big red flag right there. Secondly, even at you are technically still admitting to doing the thing that would get you on that list. The circumstance doesn't matter. If you don't know what strict liability is, go on Google. Fun little background lore. I went to law school for like 2 years. So like, I'm reading all this and I'm like, you know, God, this looks so bad. I would not want your case at all because there's no way that you would have been able to get around this.
The other thing that made me so mad is it kept being like, they had a stream that they deleted, but we were able to get the bot of it. And they're like, oh, well, no, it's just rumors. It's not rumors when you're on the
It's not rumors!
list.
It's not rumors, no.
It's not rumors when you've been convicted.
Like, you've removed... Like, on the off chance that face is completely unrelated, as well as the charges, you've removed whatever room for doubt there was by behaving the way that you did in response to that.
That's literally like pulling up that's like someone coming up to you with like the court case and everything, and you're responding, it's not what you think. And I'm like, okay, what else could it be? Exactly. Like,
it's not what it looks like.
Like, this to me is a case of being a really, really horrible person, and on top of that, treating it in the worst way possible when you actually get into the controversy of it and it goes public, and dealing with the problem in the worst way. You lied multiple times. You admitted you lied. You admitted to the crime in itself, but you're like, oh yeah, but it's not what you think. And it's like, oh, well, I went into Twitter space to clear my name. proceeds to suicide bait, proceeds to make their life worse, proceeds to be like, oh, I don't have the proof because my mom is out of town. Like, what are these excuses? This is the worst way to deal with something if you're trying to convince somebody of the other argument, right? You absolutely like shot yourself in the foot, tripped and fell over a barrel into a rake and drowned yourself, and down the river was a small long forgotten bomb from World War II that you set off. Like the worst possible things you could have done.
Yep. You literally like pulled the pin on a grenade and then dropped it at your feet.
Yep.
It's not good. And for those that are asking in chat, I'm not a lawyer. I tried being a lawyer, then I went into education, and now I'm a furry with big tits on the internet. So you know.
All right, so call Bolts if you have any legal problems.
Yeah, do not come to me for legal. That would get me arrested. I am legally not allowed to give like legal advice.
This is a late April Fool's joke, chat. Late April Fool's.
This is payback for me not realizing that the subathon is still going. Chat, make the timer go up. Don't let it go below 10 hours.
I really like that Bolts actually thought it was over. If you guys missed this yesterday,
I genuinely did think it was over.
I did an April Fool's joke where I was like, oh yes, you know, the subathon is over, guys. Let me go find it. I think it's right below here.
So many boobs.
Yeah, I was like, we did it. The subathon is over. I can't believe it. everybody in my Discord is like, yeah, whatever the fuck you say, Elara.
Look. I can't help it if I give big Thembo energy. I'm doing my best. All right.
You're doing your best.
I can't help it that all of the brain juices go right to my boobs. Okay.
Yeah, I think I got Toomsy too. Toomsy was like, "Oh my god, it's over, yippee!" And I'm like, "No, Toomsy, it's not actually over."
But yeah, this was just when like we were talking about before, like a Google Doc should be a situation where it's like as a warning or as a heads up to people.
Yep.
Which is also a little bit wild because when you really think about it, because I know there's also a conversation about like Vtuber Blacklist existing and stuff like that. But here's the thing,
how are you thinking for the rates we are?
If you are on a list, it would have come out at some point.
It's gonna find your way to you eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, like if they applied to be a guest at a convention or something, they would have had to have given their legal name. And if that goes in the system, then it's like, oh, they got flagged. Wait a second. And then an announcement comes out or anything like that. So I understand there's a lot of anonymity being a content creator online, especially as VTubers. And I'm like, it's actually good in a lot of ways that we don't point our names all over the place. But some people, unfortunately, will use that anonymity as a way of starting over or getting away from their sins and stuff like that. And it's like, there are some things
not in this case.
that
I'm sorry,
you
it's so egregious
and should not get away from, and this is one of them.
Yeah. Hi, Skylar. How was your stream, sweetheart? Sorry, I had some guests over, so I'm very focused on them. But I heard you had a great stream.
No, ignore us. Talk to the Raiders.
By all means, Elara. You always ignore me anyways.
Yeah, what's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah.
But I just think that this is something you don't come back from, you know, like just, you don't. But also to be fair as well, Bolts, they actually screwed themselves. So you may not know this, but if you actually go down to the very bottom of that listing, I'm not going to show it because I don't like to show their actual face. But if you go to the bottom of that the VT Blacklist post, they actually posted a picture of themselves. So that's how they were able to confirm it was because they posted a picture of their face and they're like, oh, well, you're on the list because there's a picture of your face right here. So they really shot themselves even more in the foot by posting that.
It's one of those things where it would have come out. It would have come out eventually regardless. They just sped up the process themselves, which is, that's more funny than anything in like a sad kind of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really does showcase that, like, look, I'm all for giving people second chances and letting people kind of work through things in difficult situations. But I do also think there are a lot of things, maybe on a list somewhere, that we should never really forgive, or there's like really no coming back from. extenuating circumstances be damned a little bit. And yes, this is definitely one of them. Especially when, again, even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, because their excuse, their reason was basically, yes, I did it, but I was forced to do it under like emotional duress, like under emotional kind of manipulation. I'm sitting here like,
Sorry. Sorry,
no,
sorry about that.
No, that is such a weird response, because it's like, hey, the 13-year-old made me do it. I can understand not being an admissible excuse in court at all, especially when, dude, you could have left. You could have called
There's so many things you could have done.
Called the police. There's so many things you could have done differently outside of, yes, I did it, and then I blocked them everywhere, and I got very upset when they lied and tried to make me out to be this thing.
It was everybody against people.
You did it. Like there's like. But
again, they lied about it. They're like in the call. They're like, oh, I didn't do it. It was their friends and this person against me. They wanted revenge. Oh well. No, I did do it. It's like, okay, I'm done with you. You've lied too many times. You're making up all this bullshit. You had every ability to walk away. You were the adult. You had a reason not to walk away from that. Nobody is forcing you to do anything, right? Like, you always have a choice. And you should have stepped away.
This is why you always get a lawyer. Better call Bolts. Don't.
Yeah, better call Bolts.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not call me. I will not answer. I am that bitch that will not pick up the phone. But yeah, it's, I mean, this might honestly be, with all the nuance that we've been having throughout the past 2 hours, this might be the most open and shut thing that we could talk about today, because it's like, what else do you say?
Yeah, very open and shut case. I mean, the other thing too is like, you know, they change your story so much, but on top of that, like, you know, really, if you think about it as well, too, at the end of the day, this was, you were tried and found guilty and put on the list and you served time, right? I know they said it was home arrest, but they did serve time. So it's like, you were found guilty. That's it. The court system said you're guilty. You can't argue against that, right? Like that's it, you know? It's like all these people like naysaying about Tectone's like stuff. It's like, guys, they issued this. This is what the courts decided. That's it. Like, unless you're a lawyer, I don't really feel like any of us are allowed to have much of an opinion on it, because this is coming from the court system, right? I'm not saying they're perfect, right? Because they're definitely not perfect, but in this case,
definitely not, but
you
know, it seems pretty clear cut.
Yep, agreed. It's so uncomfortable, and it's, again, there can be unfortunate circumstances where there is nuance, or there are like there are things that like maybe you can look at it with oh, it shouldn't have ended up like that, or oh, like maybe you were falsely accused or false flagged or something. I've worked in schools for like the past 7 years, and there have been instances where, like, you know, kids lie, kids do whatever. That's why like there are always investigations that go into it. Here, little story. There was one time where a kid tried to get me written up. It was like an elementary school kid who tried to get me written up because he was having a pissing problem. Like, he would always pee whenever he was a problem child. And whenever like we would like send him to the principal's office or something, he would pee himself to get out of trouble, and try to be like, Miss Bolts made me do it. It's like, I've never been alone with you. There were multiple instances where you peed yourself where I wasn't near you, and you even did it in front of me and the guidance counselor when we were trying to talk to you. So there are kids that lie and try to like
absolutely
get out of a system. Again, this is not one of them. I'm trying to give you an example of a nuanced situation. Not. This is not one of them. It's like,
no, I get what you're saying, ladies, man. And I get what you're saying, Bolts, because sometimes when you get information, right, you got to dig into it, and you got to make sure that it's true, right? Or you look at it and make your own decision. It's like anything, right? Everything is information. You got to look at it and kind of look at what is going on. Something segue into the Vtuber Blacklist releasing their information. I'm being called into question. How's a good segue too? 3 for 3 chat.
This is why you're the professional.
That's right. So, as Bolt was saying, you know, sometimes all the information put out there, you gotta question it, right? Or there are always extenuating circumstances, or there are always outliers in a situation, right? But we kind of came across that recently here. So obviously the Vtuber Blacklist, BT Blacklist, sorry, came out with this post about Taiga. This one is, you know, shut and dry case. Not much to add to this, right? But there's been a lot of the VT Blacklist kind of called into question of the legitimacy of some of their posts and their claims and things like that. So of course, I talked about this quite a lot yesterday, so I'd love to hear from y'all about what your thoughts are about the VT Blacklist. And do you think they're trustworthy? Do you think they're not?
V2 Blacklist and Vtuber Blacklist too?
Yeah. By the way, we're talking about VT Blacklist, not Vtuber Blacklist. I know it's confusing.
I don't know why anyone would ever get confused about that.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, no.
So
all good.
So that one's a bit of an interesting little thing to kind of look at here, because we know from the original VTuber Blacklist, that's the one with the blue logo. I'm trying to make sure I get these rights here.
Yep, you got it.
So VT Blacklist is
I'll
black
pull up
one.
something so we can see it. But
No, I'm sure it's VTuber Black. Perfect, thank you. So the thing is that it's kind of complicated by a few other elements as well, right? So we know, for example, VTuber Blacklist is currently on hiatus, which you can see on their actual profile until they say mid-2026, whatever the hell that means. And sometimes they don't even know what to that, so that's the thing. The latest response that we see from them, or at least that I saw, was from 2025, but that's besides their most recent post, which was in March of this year, saying that they were disavowing the VT Blacklist right there. Now, VT Blacklist, as we see, is a little bit more active in that regard, in what they're trying to go ahead and push out there, whether it be like trying to go ahead and get people aware of some criminal behavior that's going on, which, to their credit, I have noticed that they have focused primarily on criminal behavior.
Yeah,
as well as behavior that definitely has a bit of a like a legal issue to it. The problem...
it's a heavier subject matter as well, right? So, you know, when you put that kind of stuff out, you got to make sure you're 100%, because you can't slander somebody, right? You got to make sure that you're on point.
Yes. And the thing about that makes this a little bit more complicated is the fact that VTuber Blacklist, the blue logo one, they disavowed VT Blacklist, and VT Blacklist decided to go ahead and kick back, saying that you are just trying to make yourself look a little bit better. So now there's a bit of a discrepancy between the two of them as to who exactly is unbiased and what exactly is going on here. Because VTuber Blacklist, the blue logo, I'm gonna call it blue and black. So the blue logo is basically saying that the black logo is being ran partially by one individual who was blacklisted by them to begin with. The VT Blacklist is saying that no, this is not true, and you're just saying this to go ahead and make us look bad and make yourselves look better. So the fact that there's a bit of a discrepancy between two elements that are trying to argue from a position of authority in some capacity, this calls into question whether or not it is actually credible. You know, who's running this? Or what exactly is their angle? That kind of situation. It's a legitimate thing to be concerned about.
There is
and
a lot
should we even be listening to
my
this?
tracking died, but I am 100% listening to you. I promise.
Oh no, I got you. Don't even worry about that. What was I saying? But yeah, no,
I think it is a legitimate question, right? So if somebody's gonna put out something like this, right, and you're kind of like, what is this? Is this true? For me personally, when I see this stuff come out, I read all the stuff, right? I'm going through the comments, kind of reading it, making sure that it's valid, etc., right? I feel like in this case, where I've read stuff from the VT Blacklist, there is only one so far that I have a couple of questions on, but as far as the rest of it, they're on point. You know, there's always some proof attached with it. That makes sense, right? So some of them are straightforward, some of them you have to dig into. But at least in my experience, what I've read, they've been pretty on point, except for one where it's a little wishy-washy. So I'm still looking into that one, asking a few questions. And that is outside of the Sylvie Spark one, by the way. I want to make that clear. That is outside of the Sylvie Spark one.
Yep.
Which is a whole nother subject matter, by the way.
Yeah, no. Like I've had some interpersonal interactions with that, but for the sake of remaining on point, would you mind bringing up the name of the other thingy that you mentioned outside of that?
The one that I was looking at.
Yeah, yes. Or is that something you don't want to bring up right now until you have a little bit more information?
I would rather wait right now just because. Let me find it really quick.
The only reason why I even bothered to ask this is because if it's quote unquote public information on there, then I can understand why some people might go ahead and ask about that or whatever the case might be. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking for it. I might have saved it in my own stuff. Here we go. It is about a person named Thunder Raven. Allegedly they said addressing allegations VT Blacklist and VTB awareness have made about me. So they're refuting these things put out by the VT Blacklist. I'm still looking into this. I'm asking a few questions to try to find out some stuff behind the scenes right now, so I'll let you know what my thoughts are on this. But more than likely, I'll update you on Sunday. But for right now, I'm kind of... I don't know enough yet, so I can't really speak on it. But this is the only one where I'm kind of like a little shaky on it, kind of not sure. The rest of them, I feel like, are pretty on point. There was one where it was like more of a federal versus state take about age of consent. Obviously, the might be one where you would kind of want to break that down with more nuance. I feel like that one, though, had an ultimate answer in that one as well. This one, however, is one that I'm just not... It's too shaky for me right now to really be like, yeah, it's either this or that.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I mean, I know that federal always supersedes states, and depending on the circumstances, maybe the state might choose to go ahead and fight that. But it's also like, is the thing worth it for the state to go ahead and even fight against, or whatever the case might be? It's just a weird bit of a mess and legal situation with that one. So I get where you're coming from with that.
Exactly, and that does not pertain to this one, by the way. There was another one that was kind of brought up where people were like, well, maybe this or that. I'm like, well, federally, this is the law, right, about age of consent, and that is what I believe in personally. So, that is why I would.
She was 364 days.
Oh my god.
23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. Oh, you sick fuck!
There's a lot of conversation to go around that, right? But that was the only one where I think people were kind of a little iffy on it. But I still feel like VT Blacklist ultimately covered that one and provided the evidence that was needed in that, right? So at least for me, I haven't seen anything where VT Blacklist is just directly fucked up really hard. Even with the Sylvie Spark stuff, right? Yes, I know they took the Sylvie Spark stuff down, but Sylvie has a lot more to answer to.
Yeah,
besides,
so that's
what was on there.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I do give VT Blacklist in this case a little bit of leg room to work with, because I'll be the first to admit that I'm not a big fan of Sylvie Spark, but at the same time I'm looking through VT Blacklist and seeing what they're covering, and it looks like the thing is they're hard covering and hard focusing on things of a legal, and I say this with emphasis, legal nature, because if we're talking about people who are grooming or does that Taiga kind of stuff,
criminal
activity.
As
a person would want to be aware of that.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head, and that's why it's because there's been a bit of a conversation as they've been posting out more. It's what do you guys think about Vtuber Blacklist, etc. I think because there's also a question/concern in a more or less anonymous account sharing all of this, rather than a personality or somebody who tries to communicate and be upfront about this stuff. I think there's a pro and con to each of it. But the fact that they were focusing primarily on legally available information and just connecting the dots for people so hey, this person is really this person with this record. I think there is merit in a database or some kind of place for all of that information. Because VTubing can open up the door for a lot of young and impressionable people.
Yeah, that's true.
and we want to, like, there's this whole conversation about gatekeeping. Bit of a hot take. I think we should gatekeep people that could could potentially be a harm to like children or younger people, regardless of, because there's also like instances of people trying to create adult spaces for younger people, etc. Even if they are not like getting a record or anything. I think that stuff should be frowned upon. I think that should, as a Vtuber and 18+ creator, I don't think we should do stuff like that. Big shock.
Absolutely.
So when there are people who have already legally crossed that line, yes, I think they should be put on blast. But kind of like what you guys are echoing.
It's criminal activity. It has become next level at that point, right? It's something that should be put out there. But like, I think my biggest takeaway about all of this is like, is there anybody anywhere within the VTuber space that decides whether a person should or should not be in the VTubing community? Well, the answer is no. Or VTuber space, right? Maybe not community, but there's no omnipotent God overseeing all of VTubing, right? And that's the thing with the VTuber blacklist. People are like, oh, I don't trust them. Well, I don't inherently trust anything at all. I read it and decide if it is trustworthy based on the information, right? And that's what everybody should do. It's a source of information. Use it as such, right? It's not, oh my God, I'm just gonna take everything at face value that I read. Spoiler alert, guys, everything on the internet, it's not true. Crazy, right?
That's a crazy thing that you mentioned as well here, Elara, because the thing, you are absolutely correct. We cannot trust anything here because we don't have any overarching element that is looking over everything and being the ultimate verdict, the ultimate authoritative judgment figure that decides whether or not someone should be allowed here. So that's why, in light of this whole controversy, I have decided to go ahead and start a new group, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided to go ahead and start this thing called the Inquisition. Have you ever wanted to go ahead and condemn somebody, even though you know you are blatantly wrong?
Why is this appearing on my screen suddenly? What the heck?
Feel free to go ahead and join in here and serve the higher doctrine, ladies and gentlemen. You will be right, and they will not be able to deny you because they'll be dead.
See, guys, this is how you market.
Exactly. We don't just blacklist here. We excommunicate you from your Oshi.
Like you excommunicate me from my life? Like, what do you mean?
Exactly what it sounds like there, Elara.
Forces you to, like, get a divorce.
Nobody expects the VTuber Inquisition.
Yes, unfortunately here, it seems that you have said one wrong thing against your Oshi. You must relinquish the feet pics you have collected from her. Otherwise, you will suffer the consequences.
You're
I kind of like this. Like, you know what? I want to join. Yeah, I want to join.
You know what?
Unfortunately, Elara, there are some issues with you. For example, the fact that you happen to have elven ears already puts you under the scrutiny of our command here. Just bear in mind.
He's made it of bones and doesn't have any flesh. Can we bring that up?
No, but jokes aside, I do absolutely agree with you on there. I think everybody has the responsibility to look over the information that is available and come to their own conclusions when it comes to that. But yeah.
Like what we did with Taiga. And sometimes, here's the thing, sometimes it's okay to exercise scrutiny, but there always has to come a point where you kind of realize, oh, that was correct. Like the information we were given was correct, and that's how it all works out. And having that scrutiny raises the bar for this type of reporting, because it's like you can't just say things without making sure that all of the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. As long as VTuber Blacklist is continuing to provide that, which is why it's probably also safer to just focus on the legally available information, because all of these cases are available. It's just a matter of connecting the dots and making sure that these people are the right people, which, I mean, maybe you can question how do they verify this, because they ostensibly need to find the identities of the people behind the VTubers in order to cross-reference those names. So maybe you could question how they end up getting that information. But if like a victim comes forward and is like, hey, this is their real name, and here is the legal case I was involved in with them or something, then that's one thing. Versus, okay, do you think they should report rumors or what if it's just a situation where it's like, hey, this person groomed me and I don't have like the DMs to back it up or something.
Yeah, and honestly,
what do you
it's
do in those situations?
It's all the more important for people to gather as much information on this as possible that can kind of even go outside of like Discord DMs, because it's extraordinarily easy to be able to go ahead and doctor or manipulate some kind of this kind of information, as we have seen, by the way. Like there are YouTube videos where you could go ahead and do it by like opening your Discord account through your browser and then just I think it's like F12, and then you look for the actual thing, and then you can literally change the text that the other person that you're talking to, what that looks like in of itself. So like it's very
like a common scam tactic for banks, actually.
It is, and that's crazy. God, the thing is like, it helps to be aware. It helps to be aware of the fact that these little alterations can be done, but it's also that's why we need to go ahead and be able to cross-reference it, and then ultimately come to a conclusion based off our own experience and the evidence on hand, whether or not we want to interact with this person. I think in some of these cases, the best course of action, the best judgment is to sometimes just walk away from it. You know, like don't interact with either parties or whatever the case might be. But again, that just really depends on how wishy-washy this entire situation is. Is it interpersonal? Is there a little bit of weird shit going on here in the background that makes it a lot more confusing? And at the end of the day, like, what can you reliably do in this circumstance with the information that you have?
Well, everybody wants something that I've noticed, at least in my opinion, or at least my perspective, is somebody wants who's bad and who's good, who's the hero and who's the villain, right? And sadly, it's just not always that way, guys, right?
Everyone wants a villain.
Yeah, I mean, there's nuance in everything, right? I mean, we talked about this artist thing where this VTuber was upset about that they thought this person looked like them and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't really think there's necessarily a villain, but I don't necessarily think that there was anybody that was that great either. Like, it was just there were some wrongs on both sides, you know what I mean? So it's one of these things where it's there's not always going to be a good guy and there's not going to be a bad guy either. You have to look at it like NYCTO said, look at the information and decide what you think is ultimately the truth, right? Because it always falls somewhere in between. But what does fucking infuriate the shit out of me is people all the time being naysayers about everything, right? What I mean by that is they'll be like proof in front of their face and oh well, no, you know, they can't be trusted, or they said this one thing.
That's what the point I was getting at, yeah. Or it's there comes a point where you should accept, oh no, that is how it just is, you know.
And people will do that to the extreme, by the way. I mean, they will find anything to use against the argument and run with that narrative, right? And it's I know I keep going back to Lily, but God, they do that to Lily all the time as well, right? Whoever is the naysayer about it, they will find something about it, one sentence, and run with that shit. And they're still doing it. It's guys, come on. There's so much overwhelming evidence in one direction, not even about Lily, right? But just about stuff in general. It's you can't just sit here and keep naysaying about it, you know? I see it on Twitter all the time. All the time.
Absolutely.
So I would say, guys, you know, to answer your question about should you trust the VTuber Blacklist? I mean, I haven't seen them really be necessarily wrong yet. I just think that you need to dig into the information, right? And come to your own conclusion. With anything, even if you watch me, you need to come to your own conclusion. I'm not the end-all be-all. If you listen to me, that's why I'm a commentator, chat. I commentate on stuff. I'm not, you know, God. I'm not the VTuber queen. That's Iron Mouse's job. I'm not the one to tell you what is true and what isn't, right? I'm just here to read it and tell you my opinion on it. So...
but your insight is generally it is important that different people are able to approach the same thing from different angles.
Right,
it's just,
absolutely.
Someone brought up in chat try-hard contrarians who are, and that can be applied to a lot of different fields, where it's well, we don't know the full story. We don't know the full story. I'm look, there comes a point where if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's not a seal or anything. you can't keep calling it a seal. So like, even if it's not, maybe it's not a black duck, maybe it's not a river duck or whatever, but it's still a duck, and I think you should still treat it like that. So even if it's not, like, always take scrutiny, I just hope that there isn't a point where like Vtuber Blacklist, either of them, I don't fucking know, like, because that, again, not confusing at all. I don't know why I don't know. It's very funny that they put out posts.
Blacklist.
It's very funny that they both put out posts where it's like, don't confuse us for those guys. And I'm like, you didn't think this was going to be a problem at all when you labeled your name like that? Okay. But I just hope there doesn't come a case where they get a picture wrong and they end up ruining someone's like life or career.
Yeah, that is horrible right there. If that were to happen, you know, then we would have a very different conversation, right? But I agree with you. That cannot happen. That cannot be allowed to happen, right?
That's always like my biggest fear, because it's like I said before, a lie can go around the world 1,000 times before the truth goes around once. And there have been a lot of real world situations where people can get falsely accused, or maybe a situation is more nuanced, which again is why I appreciate like shows like this will try to go into it a little bit. That is not the case with the Taiga thing we saw before.
I would like to ask your opinion in, because I feel like the biggest criticism that VT Blacklist is getting right now is in regard to them taking down their post of Sylvie Spark. I feel like that is what is getting them in the most hot water right now.
Well, why did they take it down? Were they wrong, or?
So what happened was, you go ahead, NYCTO. Go ahead.
No. You do your story. I was actually about to go ahead and like add a little bit to that, but go ahead.
No, please go ahead. You're fine.
So, let's see. What? So here's the thing. Like, I don't actually know what was the specific circumstances in which Sylvie Sparks' thing was kind of like what's it called, like taken down. But I do know that in the entirety of the time that he has operated within the VTubing scene, he's done an incredibly and thoroughly impressive job of essentially sabotaging whatever credibility he would have as somebody with an opinion on literally anything, antagonizing himself with a bunch of like bigger name VTubers, as well as just being someone who's incredibly contradictory and acting in bad faith with other individuals on any kind of hot button topic that just so happens to trend within the VTubing scene itself. I've had my fair share of interactions with him. I know a lot of people have also seen him interact with a bunch of other VTubers, such as like Tomoe, in a very negative light and all that good stuff. And I am aware of the fact that his influence, or rather not his influence, but his reputation goes beyond the sphere of Twitter. As when he decided to go ahead and post something of like a condemnation video on YouTube and post that on Reddit, everybody recognized who he was and said, okay, yeah, this person may or may not be shit, but we know you're shitty and we don't trust anything you have to say.
So I actually have the tweet right here, Bold. So what happens to VT Blacklist put out, they said, warning, be aware, Sylvie Spark, crime, stalking, harassment, abuse towards others, false accusations on a disabled VTuber, trying to get a disabled VTuber removed out of a care facility, make them homeless, comforting a rapist. So they actually ended up taking down this post, VT Blacklisted. And the reason they took it down was because the person in question that was about the disabled VTuber, her name is Lynn. And Lynn and Sylvie basically resolved their differences, quote unquote, right? So here's the thing. If Lynn and Sylvie figured out their stuff, right, and that part of the drama is settled, then that part of the drama is settled. The victim says, I don't have a problem or whatever. I respect that 100%. Okay, that's what you say, Lynn. We respect that. But they took down this post and apologized, right? But they're getting called out and getting scrutiny because they took it down altogether. When the thing is just because this part isn't true doesn't mean that all the other stuff isn't true. Yeah, so that's why people are like, oh, I don't trust them. But it's like, I mean, taking it down was honestly the right move because they don't want to misinform about this. But that doesn't mean they can't make another post following up and be like, hey, so buddy, they are guilty of all this other stuff, right? So
yeah, just update it with like maybe a note underneath being like, by the way, we reposted this because turns out one of the things was a misunderstand. That's like 7 things, and like if just 1 or 2 of them are wrong, like the rest should be still highlighted, and it's not even a hard thing to do. Like that would literally take a minute to do. So yeah,
there were multiple things here as well, where Lynn actually went in here and she said, well, you know, even if he played 1% part in it, you know, he still played 1% part in it, right? So she's also kind of like being like, well, yeah, he did kind of play a part in it. And also she said, well, I wasn't even trying to invalidate anybody else that has a problem. I just wanted my part removed.
Okay.
So she literally goes on record here to say, well, I wanted my part removed. I'm not saying the rest of the stuff is invalid, right? So, but that's kind of the main scrutiny here for VT Blacklist. It's just kind of like, okay, so are you gonna, you know, make another follow-up post now?
Post, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of waiting on.
How long ago did they take it down?
When was this?
It was
the 29th
yesterday, wasn't it?
March. Or at least, yeah, when it was posted in my Discord. So it's around the 29th of March. So it's been a few days, you know.
Yeah, that's a situation where, like, unless they are double checking the other stuff, which could arguably a separate conversation in and of itself, there's no reason why it should take this long. And the longer it takes, the worse it kind of looks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not great. Also, so wait, if one of the people involved wanted to get taken down, they would have had to have talked to that person to verify the information, no? So did it not come up in conversation about wanting to be
I don't think that the VT Blacklist talked to Lynn. I don't think they confirmed that information. Because I knew that Sylvie and Lynn had to resolve their differences. I reported on it. I was like, oh my god, that's nuts. Like, what the fuck? So I don't think that they confirmed that information, which I think is part of the other reason why people are kind of like, well, wait, why didn't you confirm that, right? Like, maybe they just looked at the proof and didn't follow up. And this is kind of like a criticism, right? Like, you got to look into everything. So I do want to see at least on that part. Yeah, you know, they kind of dropped the ball on that. But also at the same time, like, I feel like deleting this into not ever following up, I mean, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they will follow up. But, like, if they deleted this and never follow back up on Sylvie, I personally think that's a problem.
Did Sylvie come out with a response or anything?
They did come out with a response, but they didn't actually address anything. I can show you the response.
The best response.
Yeah, I can show you the response. They just said, so not only is that false, but I have plenty of evidence to support myself. My main is currently on read-only mode, but allow me to please address this point by point. And that was it. I don't know if they addressed it with them privately or whatever, but regardless, they're still guilty of a lot of other things. I mean, it's what they even did to not Taiga, but Taigaholic, you know, harassing them as well. I mean, that's one of the biggest well-known things that, you know, Sylvie has done.
It doesn't really look good, especially when, like, here's the thing. If Vtuber Blacklist is also approaching things with the standard of we're going to approach the legally documented cases and we're just kind of tying them to the creators that are trying to hide behind them. I think on paper that makes sense. The thing is, if you follow that approach, yeah, there's like a quote-unquote limit on what you can report on, but one, it guarantees that you're not really reporting on drama or anything. You're reporting on actual verifiable
criminal behavior,
criminal behavior that needs to be looked into. But two, it should also minimize situations like this from happening, because how do you misconstrue an actual case?
Especially when the victim and Sylvie had resolved their differences, right? So, and whatever the circumstances are, I don't know. I'm not supposed to know. You know, that's not my business, right? If they resolved it and the victim says it's good, okay, then it's good. Well, what else is there to add at that point, you know? But, yeah, that just really confused me, because when I saw this on here, I was like, I'm really surprised that they went after them for this, considering that it was resolved. So it's a great point to bring up. Like, you didn't really look into it.
You didn't do your due diligence on that, and it's like, okay. Well, here's another question, because I didn't see the original post and your post was deleted. Did they do like what they do with their other posts, where they listed the evidence and the cases underneath?
They did on it. Now, I don't have screenshots of it, but I did see the initial post, and they did. But what they linked was, they linked Rima's coverage of something, and then they linked Lynn's stuff. But I don't think that they really covered the stuff about Taiga or any of the other stuff that, to me, would have been stronger evidence, right? So, I mean, like, I'll be honest,
the information's
like,
already out there on, like...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, well, even if the information is no longer there on that initial post or in a screenshot, it is readily out there on, like, for example, like YouTube and things of that nature, because a lot of people have covered some Spark in this particular case. So, and this is something that somebody did quote retweet on VT Blacklist asking about, like, the issue isn't that the information isn't there. The problem is that they decided to go ahead and remove the name, even though this is somebody who is very well documented with the kind of behavior that is being described here. So that's where a little bit more scrutiny kind of comes into play.
Yeah, it definitely gets tricky, because this is also like an unfortunate thing, and I'm not saying that this is what Vtuber Blacklist is doing, but when you limit the scope of, I think it's a good idea to limit the scope of cases that are being reported if you are approaching things with a higher level of scrutiny. That's literally what journalism is, in a lot of ways. You can't report on everything, so report on the verifiable stuff that you can, outside of, like, if you're turning it into a discussion piece. If this is like if this is just going to be a faceless account that posts the like factoids of cases and stuff like that, that's fine. I hope, because there's a limit on what they can report, that they don't end up falling down the, well, we can't 100% verify this, but maybe it's still worth bringing up to people's attention. Because the downside is you might end up invalidating other posts, other situations.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't really think about that.
That makes things worse, because you end up creating the people that we were just talking about, where it's like people who create too much scrutiny over these types of situations. And then if they end up getting too much the benefit of the doubt, then I know that's like, it's a very, very slippery slope, but we don't want to accidentally create sympathy for people that really don't deserve it, you know?
I think they'd be better just to stick to, like you said, like criminal related stuff.
That's
or
what I'm
at least something that's got like really
yeah.
hard evidence, which I will say, if you got the Lynn stuff, like says somebody's been through it, right? Lynn even showed up to our stream. I mean, like, I've been through it, but I looked at it, right? Like, I mean, it was fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, it was really bad stuff. But again, if Lynn felt like they resolved it or whatever, then, you know, I respect that matter, right? I think that you have to make sure in a case like this, right? Because I knew that there was a follow-up to this and they didn't, right? There's got to be some kind of extra levels of scrutiny, or there's got to be a follow-up or something like that, right? Or even just like even like if you post this, right? Let's say you want to post stuff like this, just like rumored or something like that, you know, like, or alleged, like things like that can go a really long way. Again, I don't know what the best way to deal with this is. I would just stick with criminal stuff, because stuff like this more falls into like NewsTuber type territory, right? That's like me and Rima and Lydia and Falvey and whoever else, right? But yeah, I just feel like, for me, VT Blacklist has posted so many criminal related stuff in the past. That's probably the best way for them to go. Give us the hard evidence, leave it at that.
Absolutely. I'm in agreement with you there.
Here's a question in terms of like, because this whole thing with I'm sorry, Lydia. I'm so bad with names. Am I getting that correct?
Are you talking about Sylvie and Lynn?
Sylvie and Lynn. Yeah. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay. This is Lynn right here, by the way.
Okay. So this is a situation where like there was Lennox. Okay. Where there was a case, and they're like, hey, yeah, they kind of did it, but like we kind of resolved it, so sort of take my name out of it. Here's a question. Do you think, say there's a situation where like someone was a stalker, and they like person A is stalking person B. Person B gets a restraining order, and like that is public record, you know. Vtuber Blacklist is like, hey, this person has a habit of stalking. They have there's a restraining order against them towards this person. Then maybe like a day or a week or whatever goes by, and then person A is like, hey, actually, we resolved that, and I'm gonna get the restraining order like removed. Can you delete the post? Do you think that it is no longer worth making it clear that this person at least had a habit or an instance of stalking?
Okay, so with that particular case, that's a bit of an interesting one. So is this a habitual thing that has affected multiple people, or is it just a one-on-one? Like, what are we looking at here?
Let's say in this situation, it is just a one-on-one situation, and it has quote-unquote been resolved by the parties involved.
If that's the case, I think the discretion ultimately is going to boil down to the concerned parties at this point, right? Like if like one person decided to go ahead and say, hey, this person stalks me, the offline that we do not see, we don't understand the circumstances, they ask, hey, could you go ahead and delete it? It's up to them at that point whether or not they want to go ahead and remove that, because maybe the stalking circumstances, and you know, I say this loosely because here's the thing, people like to hyperbolize a lot when it comes to like talking about certain things. Maybe the stalking could be like physically stalking an individual, or sending or like double texting every now and again, that kind of deal. And if they got to a point where they're able to have that resolution, and the other person, and assuming the other person's not lying about that, then honestly, I don't think that that's necessarily anybody else's business to really know that this happened. It could have just been a light thing. Maybe it's a serious thing. Maybe the restraining order was something that was done as kind of like a heat of the moment kind of situation, or wherever the case might be, you know? But if there was a resolution there, the resolution is there. And as long as that pattern isn't repeated with anybody else, I don't think that that should be an issue for other people to really be concerned about. That's my hot take. There you go.
It's really funny because I actually, in my brain, like I have like buckets for stuff like this. I'm like, is it between two people, or is it between multiple people, right? And for me, that's always kind of a really heavy decider of looking at stuff. So like, for instance, in your example, right? If it's a one-on-one, okay, yeah, it's really up to the quote-unquote victim, right? Like as NYCTO said, right? Between the two parties, to kind of decide how that ultimately turns out. If the quote-unquote victim says, the one that got the restraining order says, you know, it's resolved, okay, then yeah, that should probably go down. But if it's like multiple people having multiple instances of problems, and it's, you know, I guess like not a habit, but like a systematic like list of this has happened to multiple people multiple times. Okay, yeah, then I think that is, even though maybe one person says, I don't have that problem anymore, that doesn't invalidate all the other problems that other people might have had as well. So
exactly. Actually had a very similar, had a bit of an interesting case kind of describing that. And this isn't necessarily, I mean, it is kind of stalking, but not necessarily in the way that you're kind of describing there, Bolts. But like, for example, I had one person who I was working with who was talking about, like, they had a restraining order that was established against somebody who had been harassing them for a very long time. And they were concerned about whether, if they went publicly with this case, whether or not that would invalidate the restraining order, even though there have been multiple instances in this case of that restraining order having been violated. After doing a little bit of digging around, and this is something that you'll find as kind of like a law thing, maybe you could go ahead and confirm this yourself since you were a lawyer. The absolute worst case scenario from what I've seen is that in that particular instance of the person blowing the whistle, that would not be counted as something that would constitute like the breach of the restraining order. But all the previous instances, if found liable, would indicate that that person was indeed guilty of all those other instances of that restraining order having been violated. Like, does that sound like solid, or did that make sense the way it said? I know it was kind of like a little jumbly there, but there you go.
It did. It really does depend on like the specific clauses and specific pose of threat, because you basically need to file like, how is this person a threat when you're filing a restraining order for them to like take that into account. You know, there's a difference between virtual stalking, in-person stalking. That's also how they determine like the exact distance at which like they are supposed to be away from people. I wanted to go into criminal law. back when I was in law school. So I've definitely like reviewed some of that stuff. The reason why I bring this up as an example is because when it comes to like certain behaviors, sometimes it can just be one-on-one. But if it's indicative of a wider behavior, maybe that behavior just hasn't been reported yet. Is it worth at least maybe taking note of the fact that, hey, this person kind of did something adjacent to this? Or is it, like, how far of the benefit of the doubt do you give somebody when they are in a situation that potentially, or maybe even briefly, pose a threat to another person? Because in the scenario I listed, you could bring up stuff like, well, we don't know what the stalking was for. Or I think that's a situation where you need to confirm with the other parties. It's like, hey, take this down when you resolved it. It's like, how did you resolve it? Did you resolve it because, like, they lawyered up? Did you resolve it and you're legally not allowed to, like, have this out there anymore? Did you resolve it because they actually got help and were better? Was it a misunderstanding? Because then I think the appropriate thing is to not only do a follow-up, but also clarify, which is what maybe Vtuber Blacklist should do. Clarify for the record what it was that needed to be resolved. So like if Vtuber Blacklist comes back and does repost the one that they deleted, I hope they specifically clarify why a name was taken out or why a specific grievance was taken out. And who knows, maybe they're also double checking and verifying the other stuff, which
that's
should
my
be something
thoughts
that
too.
they should have done before.
That's why I think it's taken a while. But also to add as well, I mean, even in their bio, they we blacklist anyone who's done criminal activity or groomed children. So I mean, I guess, you know, in their own bio here, they do want to stick to these two things, right? So I mean, I guess if you remove, I don't know, if you look at all this stuff, right? I mean, obviously stalking, harassment, things like that as well. Trying to get a disabled VTuber removed out of a care facility. I mean, again, you know, there are some criminal things in here. Maybe they're thinking at this point, without those things, there's not criminal activity. Well, I don't know. But I think that regardless, this is a known problematic person. Somebody should warn people about it, right? And maybe that isn't VT Blacklist. Maybe they don't find that fits the credentials of what they want to post about, right? But I think enough people have already spoken their piece about Sylvie Spark to begin with at this point.
It was just something. Sorry if like that was like a weird example to bring up. I just wanted to pose the question.
No, you're perfect.
There is a lot of nuance to this situation. It is.
I guess my brain works in the way that like, if you go to court, you can get tried for multiple things, right? And you might not be guilty of one, but you could be guilty of the other one. So that still means you're guilty, right? Like you're guilty of something. So I think that kind of that's how I apply, at least in my brain, right? And same for like Sylvie. Well, okay, yeah, you might be innocent of this one thing, but you're certainly not of the other things. So I feel like that does need to be called out. And they're not virtual. VT Blacklist is not the end all be all, right? It's like I said, it's a source information. You should take it, you should read it, and confirm the evidence that they supplied, and make sure that it makes sense, right? I mean, there's one in here that's very straightforward. You know, it was an adult female interacting with a minor, letting the minor use their love sense. They admitted to it. You know, the proof is there, right? So that kind of stuff where it's very clear cut. You don't have to dig into it. But some of these have a lot of Google Docs that you got to read or watch videos or things like that. So it's really important that you look at everything that's provided in here and come to your own conclusion.
100% agree. Again, find that balance between scrutiny and understanding about a situation. And sometimes we're not always going to get the full story or full background for everything. That's why it's difficult to give like a cold hard facts breakdown versus a more nuanced, varied interpretation of it. And sometimes, even if there is a bad situation, sometimes it's only between two people and might not be indicative of a larger thing. You really got to take it on a case-by-case basis, which is funny because we were just saying how, like, maybe it's better they only approach things like this. As long as you're doing your due diligence and making sure it is both out of protection to potential future people involved and out of respect for those that were involved.
Yeah, the victim specifically is the most important part, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Virgil, that's honestly funny enough. I'm glad you mentioned that because, you know, doing due diligence and actually looking at stuff, The Cinder document is a great example. I read all 1,000 pages. Other people read all 1,000 pages. And some of us came to completely different conclusions. Again, I don't know how that would be, but it's important that you read through everything and do your due diligence, right? And it's okay even if you come to a different conclusion. Just at least read what's provided, right? That's the most important thing. But I think it's a great example of the duality of, coverage, or the duality of reading stuff and pulling, the information and finding your perspective on what you think it is, right? But that's also not criminal activity. So
nope. That is, you're right. That is a tricky situation where that was a situation where that was drama. No one.
Oh, absolutely.
There wasn't like that. No one went to a court of law or anything. There was no civil or criminal case that was filed. There was even a big question about whether or not any lawyers or any like particular parties were actually involved in that. It was, here's what I think they did. Here's what I think they did. And it's all kind of like left up to.
It was pure drama. It was just pure drama.
It genuinely was. But also, like, the sheer volume of the amount of information that was in there is enough to go ahead and put a lot of people off. As I know that, for example, in many parts of the United States, there are, and this is definitely true of like a bunch of other court systems around the world, there's a limit on how much information that you could go ahead and put in there. And it's usually like maybe like 10, 12 pages, something along those lines. The reason why is because, and I hate to say it, but there are cases like Google Docs that focus way too heavily on trying to go ahead and omit their own responsibility in the situation by trying to paint themselves in a particular light, or trying to go ahead and provide a bunch of bloated information that is kind of like outside the context of what's actually happening. So one thing I always give as a piece of advice to people who are trying to put together like a Google Doc, well, firstly, make sure that's actually like relevant. Is it like illegal, criminal, or something that people should definitely be aware of? But secondly, if you're going to put it together, keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Well, sweet being a relative term. This is me.
You should read Mutin's guide on making a Google Doc, because it's actually really good. Like, he made a guide, and I'm like, this is actually on point. Like, just the problem with Cinder stuff was it was so big and like obfuscated the truth, right? Like, it was so much information that it completely just buried information that was actually relevant.
It was a shotgun.
When you put that much information in there, that essentially just kind of bloats the whole thing. You're putting off so many people who just do not have the time to go ahead and read that, and you're leaving your opinion, your reputation at the mercy of people who are covering it and delivering the information in a synopsis to you, the audience member, or like to the audience member. But yeah. That's the biggest thing about it. So like if you're going to put together a Google Doc, an easy format is this is me, this is what this is about, here's the evidence behind it. Keep it to that point. Whatever other things you add in there, make sure that they're minuscule. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point of this is what's happening.
Yep.
So that people are not drowned out in information, especially with the simplest truth being that people's attention spans being as compromised as they are nowadays. But there you go.
I love this. I love that Virgil said people had to do parts. That's how much information was in there.
I mean, it was a great week for reporters and drama tubers.
It's funny you bring that up because it only took me a fucking week, 7 streams. To go through all that shit, But
I got a question for you,
Elara.
How
much content you had.
I got a question for you, Elara. Just a completely kind of like slightly side note, but have you ever had to go ahead and cover a specific topic in such detail and for such an extended period of time that you were thinking to yourself, why did I choose this fucking career path?
Yeah, I'm okay, so let me tell you, because the lead up to the Cinder document was so important. So I was debuting this model the week after all that happened. So I was off for an entire week when the Cinder stuff happened. And it wasn't like I could hop back on because I had so much to do for my debut. I had like my concert and all that stuff. It was so much work. There was no fucking way. So I was off the week that all that was going down. And I started reading it. I started getting all my stuff. I debuted that Saturday. And I said, okay, guys, here's my debut. I went through the stuff. I acted like I didn't know nothing about Cinder. I was like, we're not going to talk about that. And then on Sunday, I was like, okay, guys, we're gonna start talking about the Cinder stuff. And I talked about it for an entire week. After my debut, I spent an entire week, every single day, talking about the Cinder document. And it was so much work because, number one, it was so much to read, right? My throat was tired. I was doing really long streams. On top of that, too, I was taking notes about everything. So I had to keep relevant notes about stuff. And every sentence fucking mattered, too. It wasn't just like, oh, we can forget about that. I'll throw it to the side. No, every single section mattered. Every single sentence mattered. So it was literally paying attention for 1,000 pages worth of stuff, writing notes the whole time, coming to conclusions, doing a wrap-up stream, all a week straight of this bullshit. I literally almost quit VTubing because of the Cinder document. Not because I was tired, but because of how fucking infuriatingly sad that whole thing was. It literally left me in such a sad, depressive state. I wanted to quit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was that bad. Because I saw, it was about my community, right? And it wasn't even about Cinder. It was about the fact of all the people coming out and attacking me for covering it. Just for talking about it. I had so many people on my ass the entire time. So many people arguing in bad faith. So many people emailing me that they were gonna find where I lived and stuff. I mean, it was horrible, horrible stuff. I saw the absolute worst in people that entire week. It was rough. But I also saw the best in people as well. I saw my community come together and have a discussion like I'd never seen, right? I never had seen so many people that were pro Cinder or against Cinder come together and have an actual conversation, right? No, this was even outside of Twitter Skull. People were in my email, but I had so many people come together. And honestly, that I really held on to that. That inspired me a lot to keep doing what I'm doing right now because I want to have a conversation. I want to have a place where we can do that, where you can do that as a viewer, right? And I feel like that whole experience fundamentally changed how I approach news tubing. It was a huge, huge coverage for me. It was that deep, chat. I'll be honest, it really was. It was that big of a deal to me. How much it altered how I do things and how I cover stuff. Sorry, I got really deep there, but it was like
it
was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I mean, it was from all sides. I just the only reason I got through it was because my community. I'll be honest. I really wanted to quit. It was it was not fun. It was not fun. Now the coverage itself was good. I enjoyed talking about it. Right. It was just all the people that were being shitty. Right. It's just like what happened to me about 3 weeks ago. It's just people being shitty, right? So this is what it is sometimes.
It is what it is, but at the end of the day, you still got plenty of people, your community members, like you were saying. You got Bolts and myself, and pretty much everybody that you interact with are incredibly supportive of what you do. I will say that, like, you are probably one of the most reliable outlets when it comes to, like, reporting this kind of thing, because one of the things I do love about like what you do and how you handle it is that you always approach it from like an incredibly like nuanced and neutral perspective of things. You take it for the value that it is. Yeah, like you do a fucking good job. Genuinely, you do a really good job, and that's why like you're one of the few content creators I actively actually follow because I love what you do. You do a good job of it.
And it's not an easy
fine,
thing
NYCTO, I'll block you. Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Holy shit! I don't have to deal with you anymore. No, I'm kidding.
Picking back off of what NYCTO says, I am one of my jobs is being a reporter, and it's very difficult to make sure that you have everything straight. Sometimes you're literally just reporting on what happened. Sometimes there's not really room to give an opinion or to make it into anything better than it actually is. It's just this happened, kind of deal with it. And sometimes that's all people want. But like we mentioned before, and like NYCTO just echoed again, you're trying to you understand how shitty and complicated everything is. But
unfortunately,
you're not trying to just echo that. You're trying to arguably do the harder thing and try to take something and put like kind of a glass half full spin on it. which is very, very difficult. Whether it's, hey, avoid this, or hey, let's learn from this, or hey, let's make sure that this space or other spaces don't turn into this. It's really hard. And I can only imagine, the reason why I don't try to translate that to VTubing is because I know it would grate on my very soul. So you're a much stronger person than I am, and I have a lot of respect for you for that.
People ask me, they're like, oh, what do you think about news streaming? I'm like, don't start, don't get into it.
Don't do it.
Not for
Don't do it.
I just genuinely like this so much. It's perfect for me, but like there was like literally 0.000000000000001% of people that will enjoy this. Most everybody else will not. And I don't recommend it.
I mean, that's kind of the irony of like why I dropped out of law school, because it's like, why it's such a big career, or there's always like kind of work in it similarly. And it's like, yeah, but I wouldn't be happy doing it because I don't think I'm really built for that. I don't really think that would, I don't have it in me to kind of create anything good out of it. But you're able to do that for this space, and it's why I have a lot of respect for you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. Y'all are very sweet. I'm only able to get through this because of my community, honestly. Y'all are amazing, and there's been a lot of times where I'm like, God, the world fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And you guys always keep me going, you know, like even I had that stuff where I made that short, and you know, everybody came down from one side. It was great to have so much support, right? I mean, God, I've never had so many DMs in my life, you know, like everybody's DMing me, and everybody was very nice, and even people that, you know, or maybe even the other side that came to stream and, you know, talk to me. Some people in good faith. So, you know, it definitely was very restorative of the fact that I'm like, you know what? Even though I might have one bad day, there's lots of other good days ahead, right? And y'all are the reason that I do this. So thank you. I appreciate all of you guys. You have no idea how much y'all mean to me.
You want to know how you could really show how much Elara means to you guys? If you got that timer just a little bit higher.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I thought you were going to say by using code Elara for 10%
how much you want her to stick around, you know?
Show how much, like if you don't want her to be just be known as a news YouTuber, want her to be known as somebody who kept the subathon going for how many days?
That's the goal. We were trying to get to 500 days. 500 days. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know. I mean, like that's 53 more days. We only got 9 hours.
We believe in you.
I believe in you, yeah.
NYCTO, stop giving me subs.
Doing it, chat.
Oh, damn, what was that? Oh, damn. Somebody gave you sub just now, huh? Interesting. That's wild, bro. That's fucking wild.
Like maybe get a train or something going. I don't know. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
I will
look at this. Bolts the mechanic giving him sub, huh? That's fucking wild.
I'm gonna drop kick you. Okay, let me just.
Hey, look, little mini NYCTOs on screen.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no.
Here, I'm doing a spin kick right now.
Ow,
whap, whap.
Joke's on you. Whap. I'm into that shit.
You know, one of the satisfying things is I have a new keyboard that has a knob on it, and I can just do this.
Oh, that's actually amazing.
I love it so much. It's like my favorite thing. It's the little things. Thank you, Bolt and NYCTO. You don't have to do that. Thank you as well, Antique. I appreciate the 5. So, well, let me ask you both. What do you have coming up on your streams? What are y'all up to?
Let's see. So I'm thinking, well, it's nothing too special, but like I do happen to have a, I guess it's kind of special. This month on the 26th, I'm gonna be having my 30th birthday, so I'll be doing a subathon then. So that might be something for people to go ahead and look forward to. This weekend, I'm actually gonna be releasing a 3-track. Good question. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I can last 400 days. You know, last time I did a subathon,
take the subathon chat and move it somewhere else.
Oh. Yeah. Nah. But besides that, this weekend, so this Saturday actually, I'm going to be releasing a 3-track EP of compositions inspired by Silent Hill and Resident Evil, since that's been like my new hyperfixation as of late. Yes. That's gonna be available for free for anybody to use, either as background music or in their content, or really whatever the case would be, to include commercial rights. So if that's something y'all want to go ahead and take a look at, I'll be posting the last teaser for the 3rd track tomorrow. And on Saturday, the official release will be had. So that's going to be something to look forward to.
I might borrow that when I jump into full-on the Resident Evil franchise in the future.
I mean, if you want, I could toss the 3 tracks over in your direction right now. Like, I don't mind.
All right, I won't say no to that.
Yeah, free is fucking good, doesn't it sound?
NYCTO, can I call you Unk now that you're turning 30?
If he's an Unk, what am I? A granny?
Your granny.
I still can't believe I'm fucking
Ancient.
older than you, by the way. Like, that still blows
Wait,
my
older
mind a
than
little
me?
bit. No, I was gonna say NYCTO.
then
I don't know
NYCTO,
how
okay.
old you are, and I'm
Well,
afraid to
NYCTO thinks I'm
ask.
like 35. I'm like, shut the fuck up, NYCTO.
Look, I can't help it. All right, it just is what it is. You know.
I know it's
You just
wrong
have
to
that
ask
hag
an elf
energy.
their age.
I'm 25.
I'm out. I'm out.
I feel like I shock everybody when I say
I'm
this.
out. No
Like,
fucking way.
I'm a baby. Yeah, like,
No fucking way.
Yep.
No, I can't be the hag here. No.
Why does everybody say that's crazy? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I act 25.
You don't give
Well,
off
you gotta
25 energy,
Folks,
all right?
you know what you gotta do. You gotta put on that long black dress with the golden necklace and hold that wine and pose for the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
You make it sound like I'm gonna dress up as a pimp. I mean, I can.
I mean, you could.
I could.
No, I get it.
Let's
I
be
don't
honest,
put
I look
up
good as a pimp.
I don't put up 25 energy, but I had to grow up really fast, so also my
that's
house growing up was very weird. I've told you guys about that, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh my god. Chad, how old do you think I am? Go ahead. I dare you.
Bolt. Yeah. Well, what do you have going on? Like, I don't think we did. We talk about yours? I don't think we did.
No, you went first. I am currently trying to figure out what the next major stage of my content career is after getting partner. Because I hit that goal, I smoked my cigarette, I took a little bit of a break and planned some collabs with people, but now I'm trying to figure out what can I do to grow even more? What can I do to go even further beyond? I've got a lot of small plans. Tomorrow I'm playing the classic Star Fox games. Plus Ultra. I'm playing the original Star Fox games tomorrow. Like the first and the second one, which I never played before. But they're on the Switch Online service. I already played Adventure, it's bad. I already played Assault, it's good. And I already played the classic one. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go back to the OG one, back when we thought polygons were impressive. And then I'm just doing a cute little bunny girl outfit on Sunday to finish Resident Evil Requiem. But after that, I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I go even further? How do I get those Elara numbers, you know? How do I go even further with that? Because I pretty much made my brand all about, like, the retro down badness, and I'm like, okay, how do I push that even further, you know? So that's as for the next major step, I don't know. That's what I got planned this week. Oh, and my birthday, I guess, is next month, but fuck if I know what I'm doing for that. I'm gonna turn 90.
Well, hey, listen. While you're figuring that out, if you want to do a collab sometime, just kind of like a little bit of a throwaway or whatever, I'd certainly love to go ahead and get caught up and do a round with you again. What do you
I'd
think?
like that.
Yeah. Have you ever played Deadlock by any chance? Like Ratchet and Clank Deadlock? Or is
Yes,
it just
I have.
Ratchet Deadlock? Oh, you have?
I've played all of the Ratchet and Clank games on stream, and I played all of the Sly Cooper games on stream. I think the only ones that I haven't played are Jak 2 and Jak 3, which I wanted to save for like
a tree on that one.
Oh,
Alright, I
love
got you
them.
both. You ready? Play every Kingdom Hearts game.
Why would you do that? Why would you suggest that?
What do you mean? I
thing
played
is-
every Kingdom Hearts game.
The thing is, I've already
It's
gone
only
through
taken
half
me
of
like,
them.
you know, like 10 years to do.
I've already gone through half of them. I actually took a break from the Kingdom Hearts series for two reasons. One, my partner was already doing a fantastic job with them, so I wanted to send everybody to them.
Gotcha.
But two, that's when I debuted. I was playing too many long games at the same time. So I'm like, oh,
Gotcha.
I gotta cut back. And then I debuted the Rouge the Bat outfit. And then I'm like, wait, I know what I can be known for. The #1 Rouge the Bat simp on the internet. And somehow, that's been working. Y'all are crazy.
We take those.
We take those. I think my plan right now is to finish going through a lot of like the Mario games and the Sonic games. And when the summer hits, I'm going to debut my new outfit. Ooh. Which
nice.
We've got Rouge the Bat for Sonic. We've got Bowsette for Mario. I got a lot of plans for a certain I was going to call him a tiefling. He's not a tiefling. We've got plans for a certain master of his sword later this year. I can't wait to show off that outfit when it's done. But that's what I've got planned for right now. So for right now, just going to keep building what I have. Try out crazy redeems. Get mating pressed every now and then. I don't know.
Every once in a while,
every once in a while, as a treat,
Yeah, as a treat to myself and my audience,
Also build up like the YouTube channel and stuff like that. Do some more voice acting. There's a lot of little things that I can do, but ultimately I do want to continue to like grow and stand. It's kind of like this. It's like I finally feel like I made it to the top of a pillar. But then I look up and I see bigger pillars where like you and Yomi and other people up there, and it's like cool. How am I gonna? Time to climb the next one. It reminds me of a quote from a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's manga actually. That felt very poignant.
Who would imagine that a child would win at a children's card game?
Card game on a motorcycle.
Card games on motorcycles.
Card games on motorcycles. I love that. I love that. So, hey, still unironically one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh series ever.
Yeah,
made,
actually.
I don't know how they did it. They made playing card games on motorcycles one of the coolest things ever to this day, and they've never been able to top it. But yeah, that's what I have planned. And if you guys want to be a part of, and if anybody watching wants to be a part of that, I'd be happy to have you.
Absolutely.
I'm just a little guy on the internet with a big heart and bigger tits.
Guys, you need to make sure that you go follow both of these lovely, lovely creators and go give them some support. You can literally click on their name in the title. It will take you over there. All you gotta do is hit that follow button. It's super duper easy. Do it right now. Don't make me threaten you with Christmas, all right? Elves. North Pole.
How do you threaten them with Christmas?
Well, elves, North Pole, Santa.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Elara is coming for you.
Look,
now.
I'll make sure you never get any keyboard cookies as well. I know all the elves, all varieties, so you don't want to fuck around with me.
Oh, but I like cookies. Cookies are unironically one of my favorite things ever.
And you go and follow.
Damn it, now I want cookies.
Go and make folks happy by following them and give them cookies.
It's kind of crazy that you mentioned that because I do happen to have myself some of that Pepperidge Farms Montauk milk chocolate cookies with me right now.
Are you trying to make me irrationally jealous and angry? You know what, Elara? Maybe you were onto something with shooting Nixo with all those strays.
I'm telling you. Oh, goodness.
I think I'm on Elara's side. I think I'm going with Mom this weekend, Dad.
Wait for your time,
That's
Christmas.
completely fair. That means I just get to go ahead and hang out over at the graveyard. We turn it to the graveyard on the weekends.
Yeah, I would like some cookies. Actually, I think after this, I'm gonna eat food and eat cookies. That sounds great.
Honestly, that would hit the spot right now.
I know. I think I have like those like. They're like Oreo cookies, but they're called like Oreo cakesters. I just found them the other day and I never had them, and they're pretty good. I chowed out on those.
My mom used to make homemade chocolate chip cookies for me when I was younger.
Oh my god.
And then when I got older, we started using the pre-made dough, and I would just make the cookies myself because they were just my favorite snack. But I think this was actually really sweet. After the day after I hit partner, I did a quick stream, and I went downstairs and I saw my mom making cookie dough, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I have no fucking idea what you do upstairs, but it seemed really important to you, so I thought I would make this to say congratulations, and I'm like, aww, and they were delicious.
Deep fried Oreo cakesters. I gotta try that. That sounds amazing.
Delicious.
I know about those because of Dylan Hollis too. The deep fried Oreos.
Yes. I love his videos so much.
They're
I needed
so
to react.
good.
I needed to react to his videos. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Oh, please. I love all of his videos. He's the reason why I want to try making peanut butter bread or avocado bread.
He is so awesome. Well, I would like to ask you two, since you're my guest, is there anybody in particular that you would like for me to raid? I'll leave it up to y'all. Otherwise, I'll just pick some random person like I always do.
I might have somebody actually. Unless both did you have somebody I hate him?
I mean, I've always got somebody, but I don't know. Like who?
Okay, you know what, Laura? Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Flip a
I
coin.
don't have a coin. Fuck. Okay, I pick a number between 1 and 10.
5.
7.
Okay, Bolts was closest. My number was 9.
Damn it. Okay. I am going to suggest that we raid into my friend. Actually, hold on. Are they live? They are live. Okay, I was going to suggest that we raid into my friend Ray, if that's okay.
Yeah, can you drop me the link really quick?
Yep. I'm going to. Here they are. I know they're like working on a new model and stuff. So I'd like to give them a little bit of attention.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming by and chatting with me. I appreciate you. And everybody, please go and follow NYCTO and Bolts. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you tomorrow. We are going to be doing video game music review. So again, I'll make sure that you go. I did a post over on Twitter. If you want to leave your suggestion there, that's where we're going to pull the reviews from. So thank you both for being here.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. And guys, please go have fun with Ray. I'll see you in the morning at 9 a.m. EST. All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Wait, don't tell them to take care. Then they're going to actually take care.
Do you not want them to have care?
You're responsible for that now.
What?
You're responsible for that.
All right, fine. I'll give everyone care. I'll give
people.
everyone care. It is almost Friday night.
Hey, it is almost Friday night, exactly. You know, I've been having this weird
Lovely.
problem in my Twitch chat. I can't like get it to like come up properly, so I can't like even like click the raid button. It's so stupid. Oh, there it is. Oh no, now it's gone.
Like in
that.
OBS? That is weird.
No, it doesn't pop up for me in OBS because I have a different like chat box.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. Yeah. That's
yeah.
interesting.
So, yeah, I guess I'll just wait for the little timer thing and the little thing to like go away. But even in my second PC, I can't ever get it done. Yeah, get out of here, Chad. Get out of here. Why are you still here, Chad? Get out of here.
I think the thing.
Show's over. Go home.
There we go. It was
There
like
we go.
weirdly